Annyeong. Okay, we are live. Annyeong. Annyeong. Hello. It's been a long time since my last live here. Yeah, actually, it's been a while since I posted anything here. So yeah, welcome. Hi everyone. I see some of my moods here. Thanks, TW, Dexter, Clement, One CX. This question mark. I have no idea who that is, but welcome. I'm just gonna post a quick thing on Twitter right now just to say I'm live. We are live. Let's talk about Twice. Annyeong, hi Rawa. This is not alcohol, okay? It's just green tea. Although I may get some soju later. Okay, let me see. I'm just gonna trend the hashtags again because I think there's ongoing trending for Twice Deserves Better. So yeah, we'll talk a little bit about. Hi Eric, nice to see you. Long time no see. Yeah， 今天要谈谈 Twice 的遭遇，就是他们就对他们公司就好像有点埋没，就觉得有点不公平的对待了，所以我们今天要讨论一下。所以今天请来了就很多我的 Once 的朋友，就是从世界各地在 Twitter 上面交的朋友。So we're just gonna talk about it. Leave a comment. Yeah. So the topic at hand is of course Twice's mistreatment of sorts, lah. So feel free to voice out what you think has not been done well, can be done better, and we'll just talk about it. Continue to trend the hashtags because that's I think it was started by Respect Twice, a bunch of K1s who came out with this initiative, and I think they did that survey about all the possible areas of improvement that JYP, especially Division 3, has to take note to give Twice better treatment. So give me a moment. I'm just going to do a final trend of that hashtag. So give me a moment. We are live. Let's talk about Twice. Find me at youtube.com/talkbyday. Okay, let's trend the hashtags one last time. Twice Deserves Better, and then there's the Korean hashtag. There's listen to our voice _div3, and I'm of course tagging Twice and JYP Nation as well in the tweet. Okay, so let's send it off. Okay, that's done. Okay. Okay, so we've got a few new people that have joined us. So thanks, John Chrysler, Pauline as well. Thanks for your comments. So basically, what has happened to Twice? Well, nothing really, I guess, big has happened. Like, there's no major incident that has taken place. But lately, I think after more and more promotions and comeback, especially, we've been seeing clamors for more support, more basically better treatment of Twice in several areas. I think for more and more, we saw, as usual, Div3 stuck to their tried and tested formula of using the green screen again. The outfits, if you remember the eve of comeback, there was a major hoo-ha on Twitter. I'm not sure if you all are involved in that, but some accusations that Twice committed cultural appropriation with their hippie outfits. So that was a major problem. And then right after the comeback happened, the MV, I think remember that Naif, who was in charge of the sculpture, that huge shiny sculpture, that was a copyright problem. Then they were accused of it, and JYP had to actually answer it within, I think, about 2 days of the MV coming out. So a lot of missteps, and you think for a 5-year group of like JYP, a 5-year group like Twice, the JYP Entertainment would take better care of them. But so I really think they deserve better, and I'm just going to talk about some of the areas that I think should be done better in terms of promotions, in terms of their outfits, in terms of their treatment, particularly their protection against like the haters, the NTs, whether online or I'm sure you know about the high-profile stalkers. So we're just going to talk about some issues. I'm going to read out some of your comments because I also want to hear from you guys, like what do y'all think about what Twice is going through, how JYP Entertainment has kind of milked them a lot for, because they are the biggest money earners, they have the highest physical sales, but they are just treated like a second class or third class, like artists, which is a bit odd because they're top tier. If you're talking about JYP Entertainment, among all the girl groups and guy groups out there, Twice is top tier, but yeah, their treatment is not suggestive of that. So we're just going to talk about it. And again, if you're on Twitter, do tag the hashtags. Continue to spread awareness for Twice so that we can let JYP Nation and JYP Entertainment hear our voice and know more about what we want for Twice. So, okay. So, no script again. So I'm just going to talk off the top of my head. In between, I'm just going to probably play a few songs. I prepared a few things. I think there are quite a lot of Filipino ones here. So I might sing, do a bit of Ben and Ben's Leaves because I love that song ever since Momo played it. So I will be playing that maybe a little bit later in this live. Hi, Eki. Nice. Thanks for joining us. We are talking about Twice tonight, and we're talking specifically about the treatment that they're receiving from JYP Entertainment and specifically Division 3. So if you don't already know, I'm just going to dig up the Google document. So JYP Entertainment has split into several divisions, and under Division 3, so different divisions manage the different groups. So if I'm not wrong, Division 2 is managing ITZY and Stray Kids, SKZ, whereas I think Division 3 pretty much only has Twice. That's the only one they're managing, and yet they are not... they're just not doing Twice enough justice. So if you're on your phones or on your browsers, you can type in like JYP Entertainment Division, and you see like Division 1, 2, 3, and there's Studio J. So under Division 3, there's essentially Twice. There used to be Sunmi, but she's of course left to form her own label. And Division 2 is, as I mentioned earlier, managing ITZY. I'm sorry, they don't manage Stray Kids. That's under Division 1. 2 is responsible for ITZY and GOT7 and JYP himself. Division 1 handles 2PM, who I think still doing some comebacks here and there, and of course Stray Kids, who are coming up with their new comeback, if I'm not wrong. So, hi Gabby, thanks. I'm doing well. Just ended work, but I just thought I haven't done a live in a while for my channel. I haven't put up much content, so I thought we'll just talk about some of the areas I think Division 3 and JYP Entertainment can improve in terms of their management of Twice. So, first and foremost, let's talk about promotions. I think that's probably the biggest thing right now. So, we all know Twice. For more and more, there was quite a bit of hype about more and more the teasers and all that. But that's if you just take more and more as a standalone. But I'm sure if you have seen Not Shy by ITZY recently, and even SKZ, Stray Kids with their, I think, latest teaser yesterday, you notice the huge gulf in standards. Like, you're talking about like the teaser, you look at Stray Kids, you look at ITZY, like you look at their cinematic trailers, it's so polished. The views that the camera takes, the kind of storyline that is put in, ITZY had their car chase, remember, and it's like the old west kind of setting, and it's really cool. I mean, whereas you look at JYP, I mean, a lot of for more and more, there's a lot of green screen, there's a lot of very psychedelic kind of effects, but not much improvement ever since Fancy. I mean, you know about Fancy and all the whole fiasco behind it. Like the MV itself was largely green screen, very mismatched backgrounds, outfits that were just very poorly thought of, and of course, the for Fancy itself, you look at the promotion material, the albums itself. I actually own a Fancy album. Like I only remember one particular. I can go dig it up for you. It's very poor quality. I mean, of course, Feel Special and the for More and More, of course, the albums are much better in terms of quality. It's hardbound. Whereas Fancy, if you look, it's just a paperback. The pages are kind of falling apart. There's a lot of blank pages. I will show it to you if you want. I can grab my copy of Fancy later. But yeah, basically More and More, if you want to take it in comparison, and this is talking about Twice, who is a 5-year group. So they debuted in July of 2015, right? And now it's coming to 5 years. And yet, compared to a rookie group, of course, ITZY has had a couple of comebacks already. Stray Kids has had a couple as well, but they're relatively new compared to Twice. But look at their production quality. Look at how good ITZY's Not Shy MV was. Like, I watched it and I was mind blown. You compare that to More and More, there's just no comparison. Like the storyline, the alternating views, the whole background of it, everything about it is just so well done. Like compared to what Twice is getting. I mean, not just talking about the set itself, so the green screen, not just talking about the storyline. So again, More and More doesn't have much of a storyline, so to speak. And yeah, I mean, Eula, you rightly mentioned. So as of now, Twice is the only artist under Division 3. So all the more, there's no excuse for just mishandling Twice, giving them lousy promotion. So we'll talk specifically about the MV. So of course, More and More, we've talked about the green screen. We'll talk about outfits now. So if you remember on Twitter, just the night before More and More landed, right? There were accusations about, I think, Cheong and Jihyo, their hair. I think there was a concern about whether they were corn braids and whether this was a form of CA or cultural appropriation, whether this was disrespectful to the black community. And I think if you have watched Blackpink's recent How You Like That, I think you remember that there was also a case of cultural appropriation when there was I think there was a Hindu god, a statue of Hindu god that was on the floor, and that was when Lisa was in one of the scenes, and I think she was just lying on the floor, and it looked very disrespectful, and in the end, YG had to kind of take it down as well. So, of course, in the end, we know Twice was cleared for that, but if you look at their outfits, it's unfortunate. I mean, of course, they didn't commit anything wrong. They didn't do anything wrong, but they've done, mistakes before. I think you remember, I think Jihyo for, 2 years ago at the Halloween fan meet. I think you remember that Jihyo was dressed kind of like ethnic, like a red Indian kind of outfit. And she got a lot of backlash. I think she was supposed to be Princess Mononoke or something like that from the Japanese animation, but the outfit was just poorly done, and it got her a lot of flack, and it's just unfair for Twice. And I don't want to talk about just More and More outfits in general, but you have seen in their music shows, for instance, how many times they've used the same outfits, or outfits is just generally very it's an afterthought. It doesn't look very special. It's very slipshod. A few times, they were made to wear outfits that they are comfortable with. I think you remember Momo. I think there was one time it was a very cold weather out there, and she was wearing this really skimpy dress. I think it was a black lacy dress. I don't know what you think about that, but when I saw the dress, I was like, that is no way to dress an idol of Twice's caliber and standard. It's an award show. This is not some kind of sleazy production, but yet the outfits that they gave them was just barely the bare minimum. And thanks Jordan for reminding me. That's Mama 2019. That black lacy outfit. She was really cold, really uncomfortable. I think her cleavage was sometimes accidentally showing, and she was just looking really uncomfortable with it. So why are they getting such slipshod outfits? And I think some people may have noticed recently for Tokipedia, some mentioned that they look like they're wearing an old outfit as well, that blue thing, the blue with white stripes going down. And I don't know about that. Some say that's because Indonesia has certain guidelines regards to the outfits, and they cannot be too revealing and whatnot. But even so, it just shows very little effort that goes into their outfits. And since we're on the topic of outfits, I don't know how you feel about this, but you notice that Cheong has been made to wear long sleeves like so very often. I don't understand why. I'm sure probably it's because of fear of possible backlash for tattoos, but I think that's just ridiculous because, I mean, Cheong is her own person. I mean, she's a grown adult. She's free to express herself in whatever way she wants. And, she's always been a free spirit. She's always been bold and daring about her fashion choices and, her multiple tattoos. So, I mean, I can understand. Yeah, so Teiko, I agree with you that, yeah, probably for Indonesia, yeah, when they screened Tokopedia, they probably had to make her wear long sleeves. But you remember Sorry Bada? Like, she was in long sleeves as well. I think it was a long sleeve red dress. And she doesn't really get to show her tattoos. And I'm like, why? Like, when guys get tattoos, there's I can't really name them offhand now, but guy groups in Korea, for instance, in their concerts, they've always, when they bare skin or when they bare their tattoos, it's okay. But when it comes to Cheong, and because she's a woman, she's a member of Twice, she can't do that. So to me, it's double standards. I mean, I'm not talking about Indonesia per se. Like I said, that's just a reused outfit. That's my main criticism. But my point is, why is Cheong not allowed to express herself? Why does she always have to cover up? So outfits wise, I mean, we talked about Momo before. I think there was some criticism of Tsui's outfit for more and more, I think, especially for the dark concept. You notice that all of them had quite extravagant dresses, but Tsui had I think just a green dress, nothing very much to it, nothing very elaborate. And again, I don't know, like I just think that outfits wise, they can really do a lot better. So this is regards to promotions. So promotions, outfits. Since we're on the topic of promotions again, this is another point about JYP's handling of Twice's MV. So we're talking about MVs, their content like Time to Twice, or even most recently, I think we had the more and more English comeback. So you remember how, for the English comeback, we had streaming goals and Clement mentions that, yeah, we wanted to send them to the radio. We wanted them to be heard all over the world, whether it's in South America, whether it's in Asia, America. But of course, you notice JYP had done almost literally nothing. So the English version came out on Spotify and on YouTube, but there wasn't even a lyric video. If you looked at your Spotify for more and more English version, the lyrics that comes out is in Korean, it's in Hangul. I don't get it. Like, why? I mean, it's an English song, right? So why would you put Hangul lyrics in the Spotify? And worse still, if you look at YouTube, all they had was just the English version, but not even an official lyric video. How do you even build hype for that? It just makes not much sense to me. And of course, the issue about these accounts that they kind of come up with the color-coded lyric videos, and they are leeching off the money because the Lemmering, for instance, thanks Eula for mentioning that. And because of at the end of the video, they actually put like their own unique audio track, so they actually get money from that, and they get money to make a color-coded lyric of an English song when we actually don't need it, because I mean, the majority of international fans are English speakers, so we don't get an English official lyric video. We get minimal promotions. I mean, to Republic Records, so that Twice signed with Republic, the same label that handles people like Post Malone and Taylor Swift, and for the promotions for more and more for the Korean version, and Twice is under the label, they got nothing. They got absolutely nothing. And I mean, Republic maybe just put out an announcement for the English version. I was surprised they actually did that, because I thought they were not going to do anything again, but they actually did. So credit to them. But Republic just seems to not really promote Twice very much. I'm not sure what the alliance is all about. I had my misgivings when Twice signed with Republic, because my worry is that they were going to go with more westernized music to pander to Western people. Thankfully, I mean, they've kind of kept their sound. I thought more and more album in general as a mini album was pretty good. There were a lot of bright lights in there. Like I love fireworks, I love oxygen. They kept Twice's sound, but it's more what Republic is doing. They're just not really promoting Twice enough in the West, or drumming up any hype for the English version. And as a result, you look at, I think it's just pathetic that the lyric videos by Lemmering, for instance, are getting higher views than the official the official music video for the English version. I think it hit 1 million way before the official video even did, which is extremely sad. I don't know why that's happening. Like, why is Division 3 just not pulling their own weight? So, yeah, promotions-wise, I think it's just a total sham. Twice deserve way better in terms of publicity, in terms of their outfits, in terms of, I think someone mentioned just now, subs as well. So, you look at JYP, for instance. I mean, some of you have already talked to me about this, so I appreciate those who chatted with me about... I think you remember JYP, recently he had his new comeback, the MV with Sunmi. What's that? Disco? Yeah, so the disco song, and there was some criticisms of JYP because you notice he got ITZY to do a reaction video, and in the reaction video there were When We Disco. Yeah, sorry, I forgot the full name for it, but the reaction video had subs in so many different languages. I think there was easily about more than 5 languages for the subs. Whereas if you look at more and more, for instance, it was just English, Japanese, maybe Korean, that was about it. So subs-wise, and then you compare that to ITZY, for instance. ITZY's reaction videos, their trailers, the song itself, the amount of subs that come out immediately, almost when the thing is released, it just doesn't compare. So why this preferential treatment? Why is a 2 or 3-year-old group like ITZY doing so much better, or getting so much better publicity, so much better materials to work with compared to Twice? So I don't get that. So for me, I think it's a no-go. I think that's why Division 3 has to really wake up and stop sticking to try and tested formulas. So same old green screen concepts, same old outfits, hardly any creativity, potential risks for cultural appropriation, etc. That's just sad. I mean, I just think it can be done a lot better. So that's on promotions. I had another point about promotions. I can't seem to remember it for now. Let me think about it. Was it about merchandise? No, I don't think it's about merch, but let me think if I can think about it. Okay, so I'll address one issue. So exactly. So I see some of comments coming in. Lots of subs for ITZY, even for the reaction video. The reaction video to JYP's MV, right? It just doesn't make any sense. Yeah. So okay, I'll talk a bit about promotion of B-side. So I do think that's something that's worth considering. I mean, this is a 5-year-old group. You're talking about Twice, remember? So they are obviously proven to have a really good track record. They can pull off any concept. Their latest More and More sold 500,000 within, I think, a month. So they're definitely proven in terms of their success, in terms of their draw factors. But B-sides, I think, they hardly promote. I mean, if you're talking about More and More, I think at most at the Akiview Live, they sang, I think, Sweet Summer Day. And I think they did maybe Oxygen, if I remember correctly. But there's very little promotion on B-sides. And they actually have really strong B-sides this time. So Sweet Summer Day was very strong. Firework was very strong. We only heard it at the concert itself. So, I mean, if Twice can push for B-side promotion, I think it's going to do a lot more. So that's going to drum out a lot more hype for the mini albums, and especially with their full album coming up. I don't think they can just do a simple promotion for just the title track. That's not going to be good enough. They're going to have to boost it by, boosting some of their B-sides. I think that's going to bring even more attention to them as a global group, a group that has proven success. So that's what I think. I suddenly remember what I wanted to say about promotion. So this one, I'm not sure how many of you agree with this, but personally, I think that for a 5-year group, you're talking about Twice as OT9. I mean, we all agree. I mean, we all love the girls. We all love that Twice. One of their biggest strengths is that there's no one that outshines another. Like all 9 are, they have their own unique fans and stands. They always promote as 9. Like stuff like Estee Lauder and all their promotion, all the ads that they tie with. I think the Pocari Sweat, when they were still sponsors for the they were still spokespersons for that. Yeah, so Twice always promoted as 9. But I mean, I think we can probably explore subunits, and the reason why I say this is because it allows, the spotlight to fall on individual members. It should get, some of the members who are more gifted in certain areas to kind of step up, show a different side to themselves. And I think there's no harm in doing that. Reason why I say this, so after the concert, the online concert recently, the World in a Day concert, I was just going through some YouTube videos, the MVs, and I was watching Naughty and a Monster by Silgi and Irene. That's from Red Velvet. And I was amazed at the quality because both the MVs had really, really high production value. And, just because the spotlight is shone on Serene, doesn't mean that, RV, the rest of the members are, left aside. But, promoting them actually shows them, gives a spotlight, gives them a chance to shine, gives RV even more opportunities to get out there, to be like, hey, these two are from RV, like people start to find out more like about Irene, about Sugi, and about the group in general. And, of course, we know how Psycho was a great hit. So for me, I think subunits will not in any way hold Twice back. If anything, it's going to allow them, more chances for exposure. And not just subunits, I guess, for songs. Like, I mean, of course, we know Three Mix, Jeongyeon, Nayeon, and Jihyo, they are the vocal line, so to speak. And I mean, if you were to give them like a Three Mix project, they're going to kill it for sure. I mean, J-Line, there's also School Meal Club. Some of them may go into modeling. Potentially, some of them can pursue acting. I think Jeongyeon has great acting potential. There's just so much that can be done. But yet, for a 5-year group, I just think it's a missed opportunity. I mean, again, some will argue that, if you promote them much more, let them sing OSTs, let them model, let them do dramas, they're going to have less time to rest. But I don't know. Like, I mean, we always talk about, Twice are overworked, they're not resting enough. But remember, this is a job like any other. You can't take prolonged breaks. I mean, like, for example, like, even my job, for instance, like, I've been working since the start of, actually, my last leave was in December. I've been working pretty much all the way, and I just recently took leave last week. No one really takes extended breaks because it's a job like any other. I mean, of course, they have promotions to do, they have shooting for MVs and all that, but they all have the freedom to do what they want to do. They all have time to rest adequately, but at the same time, they should have time to pursue other interests. Like, even the melody projects, I mean, like, you talk about that as a chance for individual members to shine. How much did Jihyo's melody project get hyped? Not very much. And Jeongyeon still hasn't had a melody project either. So it's just, I find it's imbalanced. They can definitely do a lot better in terms of promoting their subunits, and of course B-sides. I think we mentioned that as well. So I think there's a lot more that can be done. So this is talking about the promotions part of things. So regards to outfits, regards to the B-sides, regards to their MVs and their future comebacks. So I think we've covered some of these important points. So the point about artistic freedom, I think a lot of people are mentioning that as well. So I agree. I mean, which is why when they signed for Republic Records, I was actually worried because I didn't want Twice to lose their sound. I mean, the problem with a lot of groups that go to the Western market is that the sound almost completely changes, the messaging changes, the branding changes, and you kind of lose the original core of what Twice was originally meant to be, and that was what I was worried about. In fact, I mean, some would argue that, for example, for BTS, when they started moving to more Western collabs, like I think J-Hope had Chicken Noodle Soup. I don't know how you think about it. I didn't really like it. I just thought it wasn't really in line with their sound, and it was just a very Western kind of beat. That you could probably say the same for Blackpink. Of no fault of theirs, like I said, I respect Blackpink a lot. I love them. I think they have incredible talent, but Teddy is the one that writes the songs. Their songs are definitely catered to a Western kind of viewership. The same drop beats, the same kind of costumes. Yeah, I mean, you would say that it's high fashion. You would say that maybe it's more girl crush concept. But, I think if Twice goes that way, they lose like what they originally are. I mean, you talk about a group that started out with Cheer Up and, songs like What Is Love. They're so iconic. Like, I just fear that they would, if they are forced to do something against their will, they don't have that much artistic freedom. that's going to go against them. So that's my fear lah. So artistic freedom wise, I mean the one place I would give credit is that Twice are doing a lot more of their own songwriting. So I think you've all the members I think have kind of taken part in songwriting in some form or another, except maybe Tsui, but of course Tsui was credited with writing 2129. And of course we know Cheong, a very prolific songwriter, Jeongyeon, Jihyo, Momo has done Hot, and of course Love Foolish, that's great. Nayeon has written a couple of songs, I think 24/7 if I'm not wrong. And the rest of the members have all kind of written songs as well. So that's good. I mean, they have some say over their lyrics and the kind of things that they want to convey. So that's good for them. But I hope they have more say in terms of the music, in terms of the choreography. Yeah, I mean, Eula, I agree. Yeah, even now they just have a Twice account, no IG, no Twitter. I really don't know how to feel. I think you can be OT9 and at the same time still, have the individual colors that can shine. And I don't think it necessarily, comes at odds against each other. Some would argue that, the reason why JYP is so afraid to give individual members the spotlight is because of Miss A lah. So if you know what Miss A, Bae Suzy was what they call the original visual. She was easily the center for the group. She was a great singer. She was a great actress in a lot of dramas as well. And basically became kind of Bae Suzy and friends lah. And as a result, I think Miss A, didn't really last as long as they were forecasted to. So some say, JYP is just kind of scared that, Twice is going to be the next Miss A. But I don't know. I think he would have learned from that incident already. And, Twice they're 5 years in. They're so successful. I mean, their digital sales, their physical sales, it's just off the charts. Like, why would you just keep sticking to the OT9 agenda? Like, I really don't know. I think you can be OT9 and also give individual members their voice, their unique openings to pursue things like modeling, OST singing, acting in dramas or movies even. They deserve that. I mean, they are a 5-year-old group. They're so successful. They're so well known. They are the nation's girl group. It makes no sense that they are just limited, just being made to fit a certain mold of them. And to their credit, I mean, they're trying new styles. They're trying new musical genres. I think in more and more, we saw a more house kind of genre. We saw them pursuing like Latin beats and firework. It's more global. They definitely have an audience around the world. I mean, think of War in a Day, for instance. War in a Day had viewers, fans from, I think the report from Forbes actually said that fans from over 126 countries who tuned in. 126 countries in the world. So that's a lot of places. I mean, it's not just Asia anymore. It's not just, haters will always say Twice is only popular domestically in Korea and in Japan. That's, of course, rubbish. It's so totally rubbish. So they are a global group and they can definitely do so much more. I feel that they're just being stuck in their own mold. They're just earning cash. They're kind of not allowed to expand and not allowed to explore their full potential. So that's my take on Division 3's management for them. As the next issue, I think Once for Life, you're talking about health issues. So I'm a doctor. So, of course, this is something that is very close to my heart. When Twice members suffer from health, health problems, it always is a very tough thing for me to talk about. So if you follow me on Twitter, I do sometimes talk about their health condition. Again, I just have to put a disclaimer here. Whenever I talk about their medical conditions, it is just based on what I know. It's just based on whatever they choose to divulge to us, whatever they share with us. It is not to gain clout. It is just to educate ones, because I know ones are always worried about their health conditions, wondering how long they'll take to recover, what's the likely progression of the disease, etc., etc. I'm just there to give education. Some people say that, I'm overdoing it, or I'm kind of, guessing, or not, just working on very little information. I'm not an expert, etc. I take all these points. Again, I don't do it for clout. I don't do it for follows or likes or whatever. As a doctor, I'm just here to speak about some of their medical conditions from what I know, based on the patients that I see. The conditions that we have seen pop up recently, Of late, I guess the most worrisome is Jonghyun. We know about her neck condition, her herniated disc. So this is like a slip disc of the neck, and I think she underwent a procedure. We don't really know whether it's an operation or just a treatment, but it seems that she underwent something. So there was that, and then I think on her V Live chat, she did say that she had this rashes like hives. So that's this thing called cholinergic urticaria. I mean, these conditions I do see fairly often in my clinic. I do have patients with that. So I will talk based on what I know. I never give information that I don't know about, or if it's a condition I don't know anything about, I will not speak about it. I'll let someone else who's an expert speak about it. So I hope you understand when I do share on Twitter about their health, it's always based on what I know because I want to educate once. I just want once not to worry about twice and to know roughly what's the time span and all that, and so that they can know when to expect them back, how much rest they need, etc. It's just to help the fandom. That's why I do it. So I mean, of late, of course, the most recent one is Jonghyun, her neck injury. Jihyo had a sty, so I think she was on an eye patch yesterday. So, well, to be fair, for styes, we don't. To be fair, doctors don't really know why it happens. It's like a swelling around the eyelid area. It's like almost like a little pimple. So this comes up usually when you don't get enough rest. You strain your eyes too much. You're gaming a lot. So I don't know. I mean, Jihyo was talking about Fall Guys, and she's been gaming quite a bit. So I don't know whether she's been getting enough sleep, but that's probably no fault of JYP's. But some would argue that for Jonghyun, I mean, for the neck condition, we don't know when it started. I mean, in terms of the onset, when things started getting worse. And some would argue that the choreography by Q Tutin, with more and more, it was one of their toughest choreos, very taxing. They're all breathless at the end of it. Whether or not that had anything to do with her condition getting worse. So I don't know. Like I feel like the only thing I can give I guess JYP credit for is perhaps for Mina's condition. I'm sure you all know about Mina and her mental health problems, and she was actually on hiatus for a while. She took part in Japan tour, but she had to skip the world tour. I think Singapore was the last stop for the world tour, and eventually she slowly came back after much discussion with JYP, and we saw that in Seize the Light as well. So I guess for Mina, there was some attempt to take care of her and make sure that she didn't get worse, and there was dialogue with Mina constantly about her condition and whether she was ready to come back for stage. But while I guess Mina's case was good in a sense that I think it was fairly well managed, she stopped all activities and she was allowed to just take care of herself, be with her family, etc. I can't really say the same for Jihyo. I think remember sometime around early this year when Momo's relationship with Heechul was made open to the public. And I think it was around that time when I think Jihyo and Momo both wrote apology letters, and Jihyo actually shared with us that she was actually undergoing depression. And there was a time when she was on a music show, I think it was it Mama 2019? That she was kind of missing for a short while. And one said, it's because of a dating sorry, not once, but K-Nets was saying all kinds of really hateful things about her, that she was away because of other issues, and it was not about her health. And to me, I think it's very unfair. I mean, she's the leader of the group, and she's got to bear so much responsibility even when Mina wasn't around, and she had to hold the fort. And she said she had to be strong, and even though she was crying and she was anxious all the time, and she was anxious on stage even, she had to continue. She couldn't stop. And my question is, okay, if you could do that for Mina, why not Jihyo? I mean, she's the leader, but she didn't get any help at all. I mean, I'm sure her members helped her, but what about JYP Entertainment? And she still performed. She wasn't allowed to take breaks. I don't think she missed any stage. And I think for the Japan leg of the World Tour, I don't think she missed any stop. I think Cheon missed a few because of illness and whatnot, but Jihyo did it all, and she was not allowed to take a break. She had to apologize even, write a letter through her managers and whatnot, and to apologize to once, to tell us she had been going through all this. I mean, I mean, I'm a Jihyo stan. Jihyo's my bias, and for me to read that letter, I remember I had a very long day, so I kind of fell asleep when I got back home, and I woke up around I think 2 a.m. Like, I was just in a wee hours of the morning. I was looking at the letter, and it was heartbreaking reading it. I just couldn't imagine that Jihyo was going through all that, just bearing it by herself, holding it inside, and not allowed to take a break because she's the main vocalist, she's the leader, she's supposed to be there for Twice all the time. But where was that same treatment for Mina, for Jihyo? I feel like they can do better in terms of not just the physical health of the members. Of course, with Jeongyeon, we are seeing the physical health issues coming in, and it's not really helping her. But I mean, she's of course improving, so that's good to see. But in terms of mental health, I really hope they look out for some of the members, especially Jihyo, and of course Mina. Of course, she's a lot better now, but as you know, anxiety as a mental health condition, it doesn't just disappear with the flick of a finger. It gets better, it gets worse, it kind of goes up and down. So it can still get worse someday. So I hope the support for Mina will always be there. JYP, when he launched JYP 2.0 about the company and all that, he always talked about how the artists under his care will be taken care of. They have psychologists and psychiatrists to assess their mental health on a regular basis. Again, all talk. I don't know whether this is actually going on, but I hope it is, and I hope Twice, especially for 5-year-old group, they get times to just downtime to evaluate their mental, their physical health, to take breaks when needed. Prevention is always better than cure. That's what I always say. So if before they even get injured or whatnot, we don't need hard choreos. We don't need super choreos or dance sequences that need a lot of exertion. We don't need that. We rather them be healthy. We don't mind cute concepts. In fact, we don't mind any concepts that they do. I just think that Twice right now, the sky's the limit. They can do anything. They can pull off any concept. They don't have to just injure themselves or risk injury just to do something like that. So I really hope that that can be taken into account. So that's regards to taking care of their health. I think we've thanks a lot for all the good points that you all brought up about Jeongyeon, about Jihyo, about Mina, and of course, these are of course the ones that we know about, but we don't know. What about the other members that look like they're fine? I mean, Sana, for instance, we don't know. She's always so happy-go-lucky, and she's always telling us not to worry. She's always a ray of sunshine, but who knows? She may be going through difficulties as well. We never know. And of course, Momo recently, after More and More, the really silly incident where haters were blasting her for the encore performance, and she looked, just out of sorts, really nervous on stage. I'm sure her mental health took a hit as well, and I wonder if JYP took any measures against all those haters that blasted her for an encore performance that isn't even an accurate guide for someone's singing ability. That's just nonsense. So we'll never know. I mean, their dating lives, their private lives. I think this leads on to the next topic about protection. Again, I think we all know about Josh, Nayeon's stalker. He's, I don't know if you've been actually following the V Lives. He's actually still there. He's going to the V Lives, doesn't matter which member. He's dropping his messages there. He's wanting to get in touch with Nayeon. He can't now because of COVID-19. He can't travel to Korea, but he's still making threats. And if you look at V Lives, I think even as recent as Sana's V Live, like Sana's V Live, there were people telling her, I think I've seen before, there were haters telling her to kill herself, death threats. I think there's one that said wanted to kill Dahyun. Just absolute nonsense. All these haters online, not just on V Live, but also IG, also on YouTube, their official channel, on Twitter even. Like, all the haters that are going on. And I mean, of course, on Twitter, there's even more. Like, I'm not sure if you know about deepfakes. Like, it's a very disgusting and very disturbing phenomenon. There are accounts on Twitter. I'm just putting out here. I'm sorry you have to hear this, but there are accounts out there that do this thing called deepfakes. They basically have pornographic videos, so very graphic sexual videos, and they kind of plant Twice members. It could be Twice, it could be other girl groups, plant their faces on them and market it as the truth, and they get lots of followers. People actually watch these videos, and there are tons of these accounts that exist. So every so often we get reports for these accounts, and If you see any of them, or if you hear any, you get any DMs for them, please report them, because these people are deplorable. They are bringing down twice. It is totally derogatory. They don't deserve any of this. So if you see them, report them. If you see them, these kind of comments, hateful comments, derogatory things. I mean, the other silly ones, of course, is asking twice to speak English, or saying bad words in English, or I'm sure you've seen what Selamat Shopee. I don't get it. I mean, these are not funny jokes like the taxi or Istana gay. You know, some of these are just stale. I don't think they're really majorly harmful, but you know, it's just not very fun for them if they're doing a V Live. They want to talk to us. They want to just, you know, be in touch with one. So why are we doing this to them? So if you see these comments, just report them. You see any of these accounts or get any information about these accounts on Twitter, do report them so that, you know, they can be suspended. Of course, new ones will pop up, but we do what we can. Just report anyone that you see. So there's that. Let's see, what else? I mean, with regards to that, I'm sure you know about Mina and Jihyo. They had this football thing that I think they were part of this soccer team. They were going to come together, play football together as part of an all-girls team. And as usual, K-Nets, you know, come in and just talk rubbish, saying that it's all about sex, or they're just out there to meet guys, and, you know, that made the whole thing very dubious. And as a result, the whole football thing is now gone. It's malicious. I mean, why do people have to always, you know, people just sometimes don't deserve good things. That's what I think. You know, it's just a harmless thing. Girls want to come together, play some football, you know, pursue a hobby, and this had happened, and the whole thing has now gone. We can't see Mina and Jihyo play football anymore. We got to see a little bit of that in Time to Twice, but you know, that's it. You know, they're humans. Yeah, I agree. Once for life, I totally agree with you. They're humans. We as fans, you know, we as fellow human beings, we got to acknowledge that they need to have their own space, their own time, their own freedom to pursue their interests, their passions, whoever they want to date, whatever they want to do, whatever hobbies they want to pursue. It is none of our business. We don't get any say for it. So please stop imposing our ideas about what Twice is supposed to be. They have to be a certain way. They have to do a certain thing. That's not it. You know, as fans, I think Gio said before, I think she said it the best. You know, she's very thankful for she's very thankful for the relationship that we share. But she said before, and I think even some people offended by what she said. She said, you know, once, you know, we may be friends, but friends are not family. We're not even friends. We're not even someone that's very close to them. We're just someone that supports them in the career, and we're someone that's special to them in this very time. But we're really nothing. We're not friends. We're not even relatives or family to them. So why do we even get any chance to say who they date, what they can do, what they cannot do, what kind of songs they should do, what kind of concepts they should do? I mean, it's just silly. I mean, we as fans, we're just here to support them, love them, you know, join them for the ride, and, you know, just be their support. This is the reason why they come for V Lives. I mean, I'm sure they miss us. This year, of course, the concert scene is hard hit. They can't do any real live concerts, right? War on the Day was one of the ways that they could, you know, just be with us once. And you could see how much they really like to talk to once. Recently, I mean, Jonghyun has come on chat a lot, which is great. I mean, I love having her on chat. Jihyo also has recently come on chat. Sana has come on a lot. Tsui has come on recently. Tahyun has come on. They always say this. They always say, we miss once. We wish so much that we can meet once again. We are their source of strength, and that's all we're meant to be. You know, we're not here to dictate what they do. We're just here to support them, love them, and encourage them. So on V Live, it's very simple. The only thing you are called to do is to send messages of support and love, and you know, tell them you love them, ask them how they are, tell them to take care of their health. You know, maybe you can do things like, you know, you gotta be cheesy about it. You know, drop pickup lines. You know, they love it. They laugh about it. Yeah, sure, go ahead. By all means, yeah, just do it. You know, tell them you love them. Ask them about TMI. Ask them whether they ate well, whether they sleep well, etc., etc. You know, these are just things that you can do. So don't demand them to speak English. Don't demand them to say bad words. Don't demand them to say, you know, hello to you or anything like that. Oh, sorry. Bye, Eula. Thanks for joining us. Good night. Have a good rest. Hope you have a good night's sleep. Thanks for joining us for this talk. So yeah, I think that's about it. Yeah, so that's the V-Live etiquette part of things. I think that's about it. I think so. We talked about promotions. We talked about the members' health. We talked about the stance that JIP has to take towards NTs and haters. So I think these are the three main areas, lah. I mean that I think they can really do much more for Twice, and I think they're just being shortchanged right now. That's just my personal take. Uh, oh yeah, so Teiko, yeah, good point. So there's another group of people that for Sana or I guess Tsui, when they do their solo V lives, there's always people asking where are the other members. Like, is anyone coming? Can you bring Tahyun? Can you bring Mina? You can do that sometimes, but so what? It's just one member coming on. Sana has come on. She wants to say hi to you. She wants to talk to ones. Why do you care about where the other members are? I mean, it's fair if, let's say, Nayeon comes on, you're worried about another member. For example, you're worried about Jonghyun and you want to ask about whether Jonghyun's okay. Like, is she better post-surgery and whatnot? That's fine. But it gets irritating when you just keep spamming them with, oh, where's Tahyun? Or where are the other members? Are they going to come later? Etc. etc. And the members will be like, why do you ask? I'm here. Am I not enough? Like, it's just not very nice, lah. Yeah. So I personally think you shouldn't ask them to bring in members. Of course, you mean it in a joking way. Like, I think when Sana had a V Live just yesterday, some people asked, like, oh, can we do a Saida V Live or a Satsu V Live with Tsui sometime? And Sana said, okay, yeah, I don't mind doing it sometime in the future. I think that's okay. But you don't keep spamming nonsense. So a lot of people are saying, telling them to say, like, bad words in their language in Tagalog or in English. That's just silly. Or asking them to speak English and forcing them to speak English. Again, why? And reusing stale jokes like things like taxi that irritates them, or even worse, talk about things that are not even related to Twice. Like I think someone just mentioned talking about other groups like, I don't know, or bringing like Blackpink or Red Velvet or any other groups into the picture. It just doesn't have anything to do with them, unless okay. I mean, the only thing I can think of is when Momo does her music V Live, when she's just playing her playlist and she's asking ones to like recommend songs. Yeah, sure. Go ahead and recommend like songs that you like. That's how we got to learn about Ben and Ben. That was great. So yeah, that's fine. But you don't bring in unrelated things. You don't talk about potentially offensive things. And they don't know English. Like Sana, I think previously had to. I think she said Selamat Shopee before, not knowing what it was all about. And sometimes they may really say things that may put them in trouble. They don't know what it means, but they just look at it and they say, oh, okay, maybe it's something like a greeting, and they say stuff like that. And that's not nice, because in the end, they are the ones that suffer. They get all the backlash, and they're just trying to make ones happy. So that's silly, right? You wouldn't want that to happen to any of the members. So that's silly. Once for life, yeah, thanks for bringing up that point. I think someone did mention this before. I think this was in a Nayeon V Live, if I'm not wrong. Like someone mentioned something about Jonghyun, and how about like Jonghyun being your girlfriend, etc., etc. And I thought that was a little bit overdone because she looked kind of awkward. She was like, "Why are you talking about this as if these ships are real?" So, unless they're comfortable talking about it. So I think for people like Sana, for instance, she's quite open about Saida, and I think that's okay. I mean, if you want to mention it once in a while, that's fine. But you don't, like, for example, if a Nayeon V Live, don't keep asking, say, Jonghyun, like, how she has a girlfriend. Like, that's just an over-the-top question. It's just totally unnecessary, annoying, and it's inappropriate. So it has no place in V Live when they're here to just really chat with ones, get some strength and encouragement from ones. They just want to unwind after a long day. Usually when they do it, either it's after a long day of shoots or they're actually within the schedule itself. They're free. They want to check in and, hey, ones, like, I'm doing a shoot now. I just want to talk to you because I missed you guys. And, you just want to repay them, right? I mean, what should a fan do? You should repay them with kindness, with love, with encouragement, not silly comments or stale jokes that they don't find funny anymore, or if they've persistently spoken about things that they find not funny, then stop doing it. Like, in particular, I mean, the ones that I want to mention will be for Jonghyun. I think people always, I don't think anyone really does it anymore. I mean, if for real ones, about this, you probably stop doing it. But don't misgender her. I mean, she said a long time ago she doesn't want to be called an oppa. Like, she, of course, JYP Entertainment, again, this is a criticism of JYP as a company, made her do like a girl crush concept a lot. Short hair. She started out with short hair. She wasn't allowed to leave long hair. And she doesn't like being called a guy. She doesn't like being called an oppa. So, like, if people, talk about that and try to misgender her, I think that's very rude. It's not something that should ever be done again. You do know that she used to be called Kyungwan. There's a piece of trivia, like when she was a child, her original name given to her was Kyungwan, but I think she thought that it sounded too boyish, like it was too boyish as a name, too masculine, so she changed it to Jonghyun. And you already understand she hates that, but you still, misgender her, make fun of her, call her oppa or no gem bro. It just doesn't fly. I mean, it's not something that she would like. I mean, she comes on a V Live. You don't want to do that to her. And the other thing I'll say about Jonghyun is a lot of people, I think, I mean, not just Jonghyun, but in general, like in terms of their pronunciation, you all know that they're not native English speakers, right? They're trying so hard to learn English for us, and they did really well recently. I thought they did really well for more and more English version, but there's still people making fun of her. I think since Few Special, the special pronunciation, etc., making fun of that. Come on, like, you're not a Korean speaker, right? You demand them to speak English on your V Live, and you make fun of their English. Like, does that make any sense to me? Like, no, it doesn't make any sense at all. So please don't make fun of their English. Please don't force them to talk in English. Please don't misgender them or make off-color jokes. I mean, the off-color jokes part, I don't see it that much, I think, in the V Lives. I mean, not many people talk about it, but that's more for, I guess, Twitter, as I mentioned, the deep fakes, and Facebook. The Facebook stands sometimes can go a bit overboard. Like, in particular, I mean, I think the ones I've seen most often are Jihyo. Like, everyone talks about her breasts, because she's well endowed, and they sexualize her. And I think that's silly because she's so much more than just her chest. It's just silly. Do not, if you see anything like that, they sexualize any of the Twice members, again, report them to JYP Entertainment, send in your emails, etc. Report it to Facebook, report it to Twitter, because that has no place as well. Okay, so someone said no jam bro is fine. Yeah, I guess yes, because Chaeyoung and her are called no jam bro, but I guess what I'm referring to is really the oppa part. Like, don't call her a guy. Like, basically, don't say she's handsome, etc. like that. So that's not right, lah. But I mean, no jam bro is probably okay. I mean, that's probably fine. So I wanted, I think once, so asked about what I think about Nayeon stalker Josh. Okay, so I think I've spoken about this before in a previous live. I think Josh is mentally unstable. I think he's dangerous. There's this condition called erotomania. I think you can go and read up about it. Essentially, this person has a delusion. So he thinks that someone famous likes him and is in love with him, and he will go all out. Like, so you take any measures necessary to get close to this person, and it's a mental illness. The worst part is that he doesn't know he's sick. So he thinks that he is, it's well within reason. That's why he's doing all these things. He thinks Nayeon's in love with him, and he's done, questionable things. He's been to Korea. I think he got to one of the flights and was kind of harassing the members, getting close to Nayeon. I think he needs help. Personally, I think JYP Entertainment probably has enough grounds to prosecute him. Like, I don't know about Korean law, but in terms of harassment and violation of personal space, I think he probably fits the bill already. So I'm not sure why they haven't gone all out to get a restraining order and, to really get him prosecuted. But my fear is that he can definitely be prosecuted already based on what he's done. And he definitely needs professional help. And if you ever come across his comments in V Live, or you ever come across, I don't know, he may be on some burner account on Twitter, please do not engage, because he does not listen to reason. I mean, there are a lot of ones that try to talk to him, and I think some even masquerading as ones gave him details about Twice's flights, Twice's concerts, where they stay, etc., etc. I'm like, why do you do that to someone that's mentally ill? So I think his twin brother, supposedly likes Tui as well, and kind of is helping him to get closer to Twice. So do not engage because he will not listen. So he's considered dangerous, and he's already issued, I think, a few death threats. He said things like, if I don't get to love Nayeon, if I don't get to be there, I'm gonna kill Nayeon. Someone's gonna die. I think he said something like that before. So there's a death threat. Death threats against Mina have been dealt with harshly before. The person has been arrested. So I definitely think Josh, if he ever tries to cross the line, he's gonna be prosecuted. But he is a mentally sick guy, and he needs professional help. He probably needs to be kept in an institution. So do not engage with him. If you ever see him, report him. Report his whereabouts. Do not in any way help him. Just don't support him. Don't give him more details that will encourage him. Just don't encourage him because he is not someone that is able to listen to reason. So do not engage. So that's my take on Nayeon Stalker. I think he's kind of, I don't know, faded a little bit in the from the limelight a little bit. Recently, I think there was one of Sana's haters that was issuing a death threat, and I think we reported that as well. So I don't think we've heard very much about that anymore. But as with all these, so we really call for JYP Entertainment to protect the artists, to take firmer measures against any NTs, whether it's online, malicious commenters, death threats, etc., or real threats, like physical threats, like what Josh is doing, violating Nayeon's personal space, going to Korea, just being a dangerous nuisance. I hope JYP can take very firm measures to handle them. So that's that's all I got for now. Sorry, I need to take a drink. So so I think I've talked a lot. I hope I made sense. If you've got anything to say, do let me know in the comments. I'll take a break so that I can read some of the comments. Thanks so much for tuning in and sharing your opinions. If you want to hear my opinion on anything, let me know. I think I've covered quite a bit of ground about what I think JYP Entertainment hasn't done well. Division 3 especially. So that's that. Jordan's asking me about Arsenal. Someone's coming to Arsenal. This shows how much I don't really follow Arsenal these days because they haven't been doing too well. But I know they won the FA Cup. I watched that match. That was good. Who is Partey? I will check him out. I haven't actually heard of him. Is he highly rated? So that's Arsenal. I mean, those who know, I'm an Arsenal fan. Arsenal Football Club in the EPL. They are not doing very well. They haven't done very well. So yeah. Okay. Jose asked about October comeback. So I think this was dropped by Forbes article the other day that Twice are releasing a studio album. So for those who don't know, studio album, the terminology, studio album essentially means a full-fledged album. So it's a full album. It's scheduled for the end of the year. And towards the later half of the year in fourth quarter. So we're looking at probably the next 3 months or 4 months. October comeback is on us. I think it's going to happen. I really hope that Twice, again, they get their due diligence done for the promotions. I hope they get enough time to rest. I hope there's no really severe taxing physical kind of choreography this time. I hope they really get something, there's more than sound, especially when it's going to be a full album. You're talking about something that's to rival Twice-tagram. That was their first full album. I thought that was one of their best albums ever. I'm not sure how many of you agree, but for me, like if I had to pick a top album for Twice, it would be Twice-tagram. Because I think that was really well done. There's so many classics there. There's Like a Fool was there. Look at Me was there. Jajayo Good Night was there. Missing You was there. So many great hits. And of course, Likey. So Twice-tagram to live up to it is going to be huge. And if they're going to be, this is going to be a second full-fledged album. I really hope they get, their say in terms of the musical direction, in terms of the lyrics. They got to really produce a sound that is faithful to Twice. Whether it doesn't have to be cute concept, but it has to have that Twice flavor, that Twice branding in it. So Jordan, great. You in My Heart is one of my favorites. I think it's is such an underrated B-side. So I love that. I think that's really good. Love Line is great too. So yeah, October, if they do come back, I hope they prioritize Jonghyun especially. So I think the biggest worry is that she aggravates the injury because she's not doing too well, and then of course with her rash and all that, the allergies that keep coming on, she has to be on medications and all that, so she cannot be overly exerted as well. So my hope is that they've not really promoted that much since more and more, and that the fanfare for a little bit, but now they've been pretty much on a break. They had the concert, now they're restarting shooting for and recording for the album. So I really hope they get sufficient time, effort put in for this comeback. And the albums better be top quality. Knowing JYP is going to be lots of photo cards again. I mean, I'm a collector, but that's another story. But I hope they really put in real good production quality into the album itself. This has to be something that is really world class. You cannot put up something slipshod like Fancy again. Like that is not. That just will not fly. For a group of Twice's caliber. So yeah, that's my take on the comeback in October maybe. Someone wanted me to talk about Tsui and the flag incident. I don't like it. I don't really like talking about it, but if you must know, I felt that she was thrown under the bus. That was not something that any 16-year-old should have to face. Being put in front of a camera, and you saw how scared, how the light was drained from her eyes. I mean, you know Tsui now, and if you have seen that video, I hope you. I mean, if you want to check it out, do be careful because it can trigger some really angry emotions. You can get really upset after watching it. So the long and short of it, for those of you who don't know about it, she was caught, I think, waving a Taiwan flag because she is from Taiwan. I mean, that's not a problem, and actually, that's not even an issue. But there's this singer called Huang An. He's actually a very old school singer from, I think, the 80s to the 90s. He's not really relevant now, to be honest, but he is pro-China. And then he basically said, like, Tsui is betraying China because she's supporting Taiwan. I don't even know how you can bring politics into this. She's from Taiwan. Like, she's waving a Taiwanese flag. Like, there's nothing wrong with that at all. But because he called it out, it became a huge problem. And as a result, if you have seen what happens in China today, Twice is not allowed to promote in China, really because of all the backlash that received. And she was forced to, apologize in front of television, and she just looked like she had lost the light in her eyes. Like, it's a very painful thing to watch, which is why I would not advise you to watch it if you have not watched it before. I'm just going to tell you about it. Don't watch it. Like, no one should have had to go through that. I don't know why JYP Entertainment didn't stand up for her. I don't know whether they were just trying to avoid controversy or whatnot, but I cannot see why you would throw a 16-year-old under the bus just like that. And she didn't do anything wrong. Like, why would you force her to do that? And she looked like she was forced to make the apology, like almost under gunpoint. She had no choice in it. She was forced to do it for doing nothing really wrong. Like, I'll never forgive JYP Entertainment. I don't know how much JYP had any say in that, but there's something I'm not going to forgive JYP for. I don't think that's something that should have happened. Same goes for Sana's incident. I think if you remember last year when Sana posted something on Instagram about, and this was talking about her home country. So again, for context, she was talking about, if you know about Japan, they have this era kind of thing. So there was, back until last year, it was the Heisei era. Then it moved to a new era from last year. And she was just posting about how we have moved into a new era. She's looking forward to a new time, and she just feels nostalgic because she lived most of her life in the Heisei era. And she was saying, oh, welcome to Reiwa, it's a new era. And this is Sana, a Japanese, talking about her home country, right? And K-Nets blasted her. She said, they said, like, you are a member of Twice, you have no reason to be talking about Japan. They made it a political issue, and she had apologized, and I think she received a lot of backlash for that. And I'm like, no official statement again from JYP Entertainment, nothing to defend her. What's going on? Like, you're talking about better treatment for Twice, right? I think this is another area, like, all these controversies, that specifically target members, and even for the dating ones that, the backlash that Momo and Jihyo received when their dating news came out, they had literally little to no support. They had nothing. And I'm like, why is Twice getting such treatment? This is not something that you should have to deal with. Politics, there's nothing to do with it. We're talking about K-pop here, right? K-pop is music. It transcends boundaries. China is one of the biggest supporters of Twice, actually, even though they're not allowed to promote there. So why are you doing this? So I really felt very terrible for Sana. I felt terrible for Tsiwi when I saw that video. That's not something I will ever want to see ever again. And like I said, this is something I'll never forgive GRB Entertainment for. I thought they did her dirty. They didn't defend her. A young artist had just debuted shortly after debut, and she had to deal with this. It's just unacceptable. So that's why I think, it's just totally unfair. Yeah, so that's my take on the flag issue. Anything else you want me to talk about? I can. Yeah, it doesn't have to be about Twice. It can be about, life in general, COVID, or, anything. Yeah, I mean, I'm part of the reason why I'm here is also because my wife is, she's on the night shift tonight. She works as a nurse. So she's on the night shift in the hospital. I am alone at home, so I'm bored and I'm lonely. So I'm talking to my fellow ones, and I'm glad that, I have you all to talk to. Do a live reaction of Dreamcatcher. Dreamcatcher as in that group, right? I might. Is there anything else you all want to know about, I don't know, Twice, or about me, or about anything at all? If not, I may start, playing a few songs for you guys. Hi, Itcon. I'm not sure if I pronounce your name correctly, but thanks for hanging around. I somehow forget that what your Twitter username is right now, because it's something to do with Jihyo and Fluffy. I really can't remember, but yeah. So yeah, I can't blast Twice songs now. My neighbors are gonna kill me. So it's just very quiet. It's just very quiet environment right now. I'm not playing any music. I will play some for you later with my guitar. So I have a few songs planned for you. Thanks for tuning in. I'm going to be singing a bit of What is Love. Your Geo is Fluffy. Then I've been talking to... I've been talking to another guy. Another girl, I think. I think I'll be joining Geo Puff. That's another... Well, I mean, all the Geo names are all very soft. The Geo stands are all... Geo is Fluffy Geo. Geo Puff, So I get very confused. I don't know who I'm talking to sometimes. So sorry about that. But yeah, Econ, thanks for joining me. You've been one of my subs for a very long time. So thanks for joining out. Thanks, Kuya, for listening. You're working. I hope you're having a good time. What are you working as? Hopefully it's not too distracting. And you're able to do your job well, and your boss doesn't scold you for it. Okay, I'll just answer a few questions. So yes, Min wants me to talk about line distribution. I mean, I think that the line distribution could be fairer. I think the one that probably I would say is most shortchanged. I mean, I'm not sure if you agree, but I think Jeongyeon is the most shortchanged. She is arguably one of the best vocals in Twice. I mean, I don't like to do ranking, to be honest, but if you're talking about line distribution, I think Jeongyeon really gets very little, for the kind of vocals that she has. I mean, Jeongyeon is known for power vocals. You know that she hits the high notes really easily. Her vocals are very clear, very clean, if you will. She hits the notes very, it's very polished. It's just a very smooth tone, but she gets very little lines. I don't understand why. And this is all the way since Like Ua, she had very little there. And if you look at more and more, she had that verse 2, I think that was about it. She had very little else. I mean, of course, she got a bit more in Firework. I love the chorus there. I wish she gets more choruses, but I think the line distribution has been honestly very lacking. For Jeongyeon, that's one I will point out. Nayeon gets a lot of lines. Sana gets a lot of lines. I mean, I get that Nayeon and Sana have anchored a lot of the lines for a lot of the songs, but I think you should give others a chance to shine. And yes, I mean, I'll totally agree with you. I was going to talk about Chaeyoung next as well, because I think Chaeyoung, even though she's not in the vocal line, her vocals are easily one of the best in Twice as well. You've heard of Melody Project. She has sung on V Live before. She has amazing vocals, and I think we've heard her sing a lot more. I mean, well, I won't say a lot more, but you heard what she can do. She opened a few special. I loved it, like her opening line. She sang quite a bit more for More and More. And I think Xiong deserves more lines rather than just doing her rap. Even though, yeah, of course, she kills raps. How many of you loved her rap in the More and More English version? Because I did. I loved her like a stray cat, and I'm gonna muck it like a tat. Like, woo! Like that is just, wow. The first time I heard that, I was like, whoa, that is killer rap. She spits fire. Like, that's amazing. I loved Cheong's rap for the English version. I mean, I loved the English one, but I loved the Korean one as well. So it was amazing. Hi, Lyok. Thanks for joining us. I think you just dropped in. We've spent, I thought I'd spend an hour here, but we've been here for almost an hour and 15 minutes. I'm going to be here for a while more. I don't think I'm that sleepy, but of course, if I'm gonna go off, it'll be because Twice opens the V Live at this hour. So I'm keeping my phone on with notifications on just in case, I don't know, Sana or Nayeon comes on and wants to talk to us again. Then you'll go, please go. And then we'll go on V Live as well. Someone asked about was medical school hard? Yeah, I guess. I mean, I guess every course, university course is difficult in its own way. Medical school was, I mean, I thought it was a pretty good time in my life. Like, it was 5 years. We had 2 years of just study, so science study. So this is in biochemistry and anatomy and physiology. And then for 3 years, we did like clinical. So that means you go to hospital and you learn from patients. You learn how to examine them, learn how to diagnose them, learn how to treat them, etc. So it's 5 years. It was tough, but I'll say probably the toughest time was probably after I graduated and I was in the hospital. And Seiko wants to know my life story. I mean, I'll share a little bit. I mean, part of why I became Twice was because I found Twice at one of the toughest times in my life. This was in my fourth or fifth year after I graduated. I did my educational path. You're saying I did so primary, secondary. Then I went on to JC. I did triple science. I did my NS for about 6 months. NS is National Service, which is the army in Singapore. Then I deferred. So I mentioned defer. So I did 6 months of army. Then I went to medical school in university. Then I graduated and I went to. I first started out as a pediatrics trainee. So for those of you who know, pediatrics is children's medicine. So I trained in children's medicine as a specialty for about 4 years. But I found the course really hard. The environment was pretty stressful. Children's medicine is quite different from adult medicine. So I didn't do very well. There's this exam that you have to take to kind of progress in that course. So to become a specialist in that area, I had to pass this exam at my 3rd year. So I passed like 2 other exams. Those were paper exams, handwritten exams. But for that one, because it involved, diagnosing real patients and, communications, a few other things, it's like kind of like a station by station kind of thing. Bye Yasmin. Thanks for joining us. I hope you had a good time and hope to see you around again for future lives. Take care and have a good night. Yeah, so as I was saying, I had to take the exam I took it in my 3rd year. I tried it once, I couldn't pass it. That was the year I got married. So the exam is just once a year, and it involves, I think, about almost $5,000 from your own pocket. So I failed it the first time, but I couldn't retake it then, so I couldn't advance in my career. I got married end of that year, and then the next year I tried taking it again, and I still couldn't pass it. So this was 2 long years of just staying in the system and just being unable to progress, and I was getting very disillusioned with life. I felt that I was being unfairly treated in the hospital. It was just a very difficult time for me. I didn't really have much to live for, and that was when I found Twice. So somewhere along August of 2018, I think. No, sorry, wait, let me think. I became a once in 2018. Yeah. So okay, this was actually after I quit already. So after I failed the exam twice, Twice. I quit my specialty training in pediatrics. So I left the hospital. I became so if you all know, I'm actually a clinic doctor now. I have a clinic of my own, and I'm a family physician. That means I look after patients of all ages, from young to old. And I'd been doing it for about 1 or 2 years, but I felt like I wasn't sure whether this was really what I was supposed to do in my life. And I was pretty lost. And at a point in time, I was slipping into depression. I found Twice, and I found Twice through What Is Love. I remember that song came on radio at the point in time I was driving to work. And I heard What Is Love. I was like, wow, like that is a pretty cool song. Like, it's so bright and happy, you know. Like, who are these people? Like who sang this? So I look up the internet. I was like, oh, so that's Twice. And okay, I will listen to them a little bit more. And after that, I couldn't get What Is Love out of my head. Like, I listened to it like more than twice a day, sometimes even 3 times a day. I'll keep watching the MV because the MV was so good. It's one of my favorite MVs, and it's my all-time favorite Twice song, What Is Love. And after that, I guess, like, you know, just knowing about them, my first exposure to Twice was actually Twice Elegant Private Life, or TEPL. I watched all 8 episodes, and I fell in love with Tahyun first because she's so extra, she's so funny, and I loved her. She was my first bias, if you must know, before I moved to Jihyo during Yes or Yes. But when you learn about who Twice are and the kind of characters that they have, how sincere they are, how much they love once, how much they love doing what they do, I mean, that's really what draws you in. I mean, of course, their music first. That's the first thing that drew me in. But it's also who they are as people, who they are as artists, how they conduct themselves, and even from now compared to 5 years ago, how they're still so down to earth, how much they still value us and love us. To me, that's what keeps me a stan. So I've been a stan since August 2018, and I am now a stan for about 2 years. So this August 2020, so it's about 2 years as a once. Okay, I see some of you saying that I'm so sorry your sleeping schedule is ruined. I know it's a bit late here. Please go if you have to. You know, I'm not one of the Twice members. This is not a V Live, so please go and sleep if you have to, and if you're tired, just go and sleep. You know, it's fine. You don't have to be here, or you can just listen to my voice and fall asleep. Like, yeah, that's it. So, Liok 956 is asking, is the clinic mine? So, it's actually my classmates, one of my fellow classmates. He opened the clinic, and then now I'm his partner. So he kind of roped me into his clinic, and I'm working there right now. It's based in a part of Singapore, and I've been there for about the last 3 years. So yeah, it's kind of like my clinic. Yeah. Thanks, Kuya. My wife is so yeah. I think some people have asked this before. Is my wife supportive of me being a once? She knows that I'm a once, but you ask her whether she's supportive, like she rolls her eyes whenever I talk about Twice. Like, you know, I guess women are all jealous, I guess. Like, you know, she knows that my attention is always with Twice. I think the day when I went crazy because doing Tsui's V Live, like, for the first time ever. So I'm just gonna rave about it, because for Tsui's V Live, that was the first time ever out of so many years that I've watched their V Lives that she read out my comments. Like, that's never happened to me before. I was like over the moon. I was super excited. I was telling my wife about it, and obviously she was like, oh yeah, here we go again. He's talking about Twice, you know, whatever. And the day, like, when my Twice More and More shirt came in, she saw it in the laundry. Then she was like, what is this shirt? Then I was like, it's a Twice shirt. Then she goes rolling her eyes again, yada yada yada. So she's I don't think she's jealous. I mean, she accepts that I love Twice, and we acknowledge. I mean, we've been married for about 3 years. Yeah, I guess, yeah, she probably thinks, shit, here we go again. Yeah, totally. Yeah, that's what my brother always says to me as well. My brother also is not a once, and he always rolls his eyes whenever I talk to him about Twice. But we respect one another. I mean, we've been married since November 2016. Oh, thanks. Good night, Once for Life. Thanks for joining us. Please go to bed and have a good night's sleep. 자자요. Good night. Yeah, so what was I saying? Yeah, we've been married for we're coming to 4 years in November this year. So we have our own interests. So lately, I mean, in the last year actually. So she started watching more K-dramas. So my reasoning to her, so she's a typical girl lah. So I don't know how many of you are guys, or I mean I can't really tell like how many of you are guys and how many of you are girls. Like if you have any girls, like do an emoticon, like a smiley face. If you're a guy, do a thumbs up. Like I mean I can guess by some of your names. Jordan is a guy obviously, but if there are any girls here, like do a smiley face, and so I know that. I mean there are girl oneses all out there. So I think this fandom is great. Guys and girls all coming together because we love Twice. It's a great thing. Yeah. So she is a typical girl, I guess. Like, so she's watching K-dramas. I think recently her last one that she watched is the Backstreet Rookie. So that's the one featuring Ji Chang-wook. So she has a few favorites. Like she loves Ji Chang-wook. She loves Park Seo-joon. And she loves what's the last one? Oh, she loves Ji Sung. I'm not sure you know who Ji Sung is, but he's one of the older generation. I think he's about 40, but he's really good looking. She's always comparing me to them. She's like, hey, why don't you look like Park Seo-joon? And I'm like, too bad you married me, like what do you expect? so I mean, like that's too bad. I mean, I'll say, why don't you look like Ji-hyo? And we'll just kind of laugh about it. Yeah, so she has her Park Seo-joon. I have my I have my Ji-hyo and I have my Twice. So I think it's fair, like that's how we balance things out. We're equal. So that's how things are. So yeah, that's so Teiko is a guy, Chester is a guy. Any girls here? I mean, I'm sorry if I'm using all the wrong pronouns, but if you're a girl, shout out. If you're a guy, shout out as well. Welcome everyone. And oh, hi Ligaya. Always nice to have a girl once. Who's your bias? So I've said before, my first bias is Tahyun, but then after Yes or Yes, Ji-hyo, I think remember that teaser photo of her in that checkered top and that skirt, like just killed me, just completely wrecked me, like completely. And that was then I said like, sorry Tahyun, like I probably have to go to Ji-hyo, like I'm sorry. Tahyun is an angel. Okay, I apologize. I apologize to Tahyun. I'm so sorry. These days I'm pretty much Ji-hyo stan, like pretty stable. I mean, since Yes or Yes, it's been Ji-hyo all the way. And lately my wreckers are Sana. Sana has wrecked me a lot since I think Few Special era, because she looked amazing in Few Special, and I don't know why it took so long to warm up to Sana. It took me a very long time, but it's only a thing within this year itself that Sana has really just risen up my rankings, and I love Sana a lot. She's just a very pure, very pure-hearted, just very just a ball of sunshine. She just is so lovely, and I love her, and she's been my wrecker recently. And then there's my other wrecker recently is Tsui. I think mainly because of that V Live when she read my comment, I just totally melted. And I was like, oh no, Tsui is gonna be rising up my ranks. And at different times, at different places, I've been wrecked by Cheong before. I love Cheong. I think her more and more puka, the two bun hairstyle, that was really cute. I think that fit her really well. That wrecked me a lot. I'm wrecked by Nayeon. I'm wrecked by Jonghyun. Momo, I think wrecked me very early on. That was in Likey era when she did the dance break. I was like, wow, she's a real dance machine, and she's really, really good at what she does. Like, so that's Momo. I think I've been wrecked by every single member before, but as of now, Ji-hyo, of course, is my main bias, and Sana and probably Tsui. I think these two are rising up my ranks. Yeah, so I'm of course an OT9 stan. I don't believe in solo stands. You can love one, but you have to love all nine. If not, you cannot be a once at all. So that's how I feel about it. Yeah, so that's that. Yeah. Okay, it's getting late. I mean, if you have any other questions, maybe we'll take maybe one or two more. We'll just talk about some stuff, and then I'll play you a few songs, and we'll call it a night. Is there any Filipino band I'm currently listening to? I've only heard a few of Ben and Ben. I thank Momo for that because that's really how I got to know about them. And of course, Leaves is probably one of my favorites. I've listened to it countless times. I think it is a beautiful message about how we may go through a lot of things in life, a lot of hurts in our lives, whether it's broken relationships or being wronged by someone, being betrayed by someone, and sometimes the hurt runs real deep. We don't think we'll recover, but Leaves always talks about how all will be all right in time. Like it will take months, maybe even years for you to recover from a heartbreak, but it just has so much hope in the song, which is why I love it. Like it's about how leaves will grow from even the barest of trees. Like it's a beautiful image. Like you look at winter and you think these trees are dead, right? Like there are no leaves on them and they're never gonna come back. But when spring comes again, all the trees start budding and blooming with all the leaves. And I think it's just a beautiful, beautiful analogy for life itself. Like no matter how low we get, no matter how wronged or how pained we are by a breakup or a broken family, the loss of a loved one, a pet, we may think that we'll never live past that hurt, but really all will be all right in time, which is why that's a song I really love, and I'm gonna sing a segment of that later. I hope I do it justice. Yeah, so that Ben and Ben, I've heard a few of their other songs. I love Ride Home. I love Ride Home a lot. I love Arao Arao. I think someone told me it means forever, and it's about how love is a daily decision. I love that because I think that's what love is. It's not an emotion. It's not just a feeling. It's like I love you, you love me. No, but it's a daily choice to love someone, especially if you're married to someone or you're committed in a relationship. Arao Arao is amazing. I love a lot of their songs, but that's pretty much the only PH band I know. I've heard about, I think, Ace of Spades, if I'm not wrong, or something to that effect. I'm not sure if I pronounced it correctly, but I heard they went on a hiatus recently, but I heard their music is really good also, so I may consider listening to some of them. For Filipino ones who are here, I'm sure you all know Leah Salonga. That's actually my first, I guess, if you're talking about any knowledge of any Filipino artists, Leah Salonga is one of my favorites. And of course, we know her from, I think, Saigon, and also what do I best know her for? I know her for Les Miserables, when she's the Eponine in Les Miserables, and her rendition of On My Own to this date is my all-time favorite. Like Leah Salonga does it like no one else can. Like she is amazing. And of course, I think she also voiced for Mulan and she sang for a few Disney soundtracks. So Leah Salonga is iconic. Like, yeah, I agree. She's amazing. She's definitely a national treasure. I think that's all I know about Filipino bands, and so Ben and Ben and Leah Salonga. These are probably the only two I know. I'm sorry. Feel free to recommend me more Filipino music because I think Filipinos are just generally very talented and musically inclined. Like you all sing a lot, right? Like you all sing a lot. Music is a huge part of your lives, and I think that's great. So, bye, Eki. Thanks for joining us. And yeah, I probably will do more chats if there are more people to join me. I really am happy for this. Like maybe when my wife is not around, and nights when I'm just kind of bored, and I'll probably just drop by to just talk to you guys, and I just want to learn from you guys, and also hear your opinions about some stuff. I think Itcon previously mentioned something about what's my take on one's Twitter drama. Yeah, there's tons of drama every single day. So mail once out. I think some of you that you mentioned canceling accounts, Discord. I don't know. Lately, I've just kind of. I think if you notice, I don't spill as much tea as I used to. I'm just tired because I don't know. I think Twitter can be a very toxic place. I've been cancelled before. I've been blocked by a lot of accounts who kind of misread what I'm trying to do. I think recently with the most recent one I got a lot of flack for. If you all know what happened, there was this account called Salt. So he's actually a very well-known Malaysian account who posts a lot of Twice content, a lot of scans of Twice and monographs and photographs, etc. And he was cancelled because of, I think, tweets 2-3 years ago, sometimes some even dating back to 5 years ago, about how some of them were a bit racist, some of them were a bit pedophilic. Definitely questionable content, but not very recent. I mean, I don't think in the last... I've only known him for a very short while, so about the last 1 year. And I don't know him personally even. So I just know him as a Stan account that is quite popular and has been putting out very good content. And I basically said that I don't think he should be cancelled based on old tweets or past events or past things that he did. Because in my interactions with him, he has DM'd me before. He's asked me for translations, and I've done translations for some of the Japanese videos of Twice that he has posted. And he's always been very polite to me. He's always asked me about that, and he's always thanked me for translations. I found nothing wrong with his character. But of course, I was very shocked when I learned about his some of the tweets that he posted previously. So I just posted a tweet saying that I don't think he should be cancelled. I think he should be called to account. Yes, he should apologize, but he shouldn't be cancelled because everyone deserves a second chance. That's honestly my belief, and that comes from me as a person, and that comes from me as a Christian. I am a Christian, so I believe that everyone, regardless of how far you've fallen or whatever mistakes you've committed, I believe everyone deserves a second chance. That's just my take, because I think everyone has a chance to, learn from past mistakes, to show that you can do better and show that you can become a better person, because we're always growing. I mean, you think about who you were 10 years ago and who you are right now. Are you the same person? 10 years ago, I may have said very stupid things as a teenager or as a young adult. I may have said terrible things. But does my stand now and what I was 10 years ago reflect who I am now? Definitely not. So I think it's very silly that, on Twitter, I'm seeing a lot more about cancel culture accounts, where they had tweets that were dug up from many, many years ago saying, oh, this guy is a problematic person, this guy is sexualizing Twice, or maybe they did it before, but maybe they learned from it and they stopped doing it. And who am I to judge them? Because it's their journey, right? It's all our journey. We're all journeying, to become more mature day by day, right? As we get older, as we learn more about the world around us, as we learn more about people around us, we all have a chance to learn, get better, and make amends for what we did wrong. So I actually DM Salt, Salt he immediately got cancelled. He didn't allow, he wasn't allowed to have his account anymore. So if you go to his account now, it's not been updated ever since that cancelling happened. I'm really sad for it. I DM'd him asking him how he was. He didn't reply to me. And you think about it, we are cancelling people over K-pop. Does that make any sense? These are people, real human beings like you and me, right? They may make terrible mistakes, and I'll say even terrible mistakes in the past. Does that mean they can't learn from it? Does that mean they can't be held accountable for their actions? Does that mean they have not suffered already, for their actions? So that's just my take. I just think that this cancel culture, I will never stand for it. If you have seen my tweets before, I'm never going to agree with cancel culture. I always believe that everyone should be given the benefit of the doubt to learn from it. Of course, if they are constantly hating, constantly, showing that they have no intention whatsoever to learn or to make apologies, fine, well and good. Unfollow them, block them. You still don't have to cancel them. Everyone, there's people of every shade, every color, every shape and size around. It doesn't really matter. If they choose not to learn, just ignore them. I don't have to see them on my feed. I just block them. Right? But there's no need to cancel them, tell them to die, tell them to kill themselves. Already, I think I've seen a few evidences of cancel culture. The people are getting harassed through their DMs, telling them that, you're better off dead. You should just go kill yourself. And, there are people on Twitter who truly have mental illnesses. They're here as an outlet. They listen to Twice as an outlet. They're just here as a stand account, they're just here as a form of release. And they're getting cancelled. They're getting harassed. They're told to go and kill themselves. And who knows, some of them actually, consider suicide, or they become suicidal as a result. And who's going to be accountable for that? Right? So my take on cancel culture is that it has no place. We need more dialogue. I always feel that, we need to talk more. We need to talk more to one another to know where this person is coming from. We didn't know what this person's mental state was at that point in time. We didn't know what this person was thinking, what this person's state in life was at that point in time when he or she said certain things. We've all said or done certain things that we regret. I'm sure we all have. No one can say that they're perfect, right? I myself, if you were to dig up, my past, I can tell you right now offhand that I've not had a perfect life. Definitely far from perfect. I've angered a lot of people. I've offended a lot of people. I used to be someone that was not very pleasant to live with. Am I proud of that? I'm not proud of it. But can I improve from that? I believe I can. And I hope people give me a chance to. And which is why I will always give people chances if they show that they're willing to learn from their past mistakes and they're willing to be a better person, to engage, to dialogue with people, to be kinder. It costs nothing to be kind. And I just think that Twitter just needs a lot more kindness because every day we're seeing fan wars, every day we're seeing cancelling, every day we're seeing, name calling, telling people to go and die. And it is so stupid because you talk so much about mental health, right? I mean, our artists, our idols, having mental health, anxiety issues, and here you are triggering people by all these hate comments, and I'm like, I just think it's double standards. I think it's hypocritical. We can just all be nicer, right? Fan wars are probably the stupidest because I think, Blackpink and Twice, they're friends. Nayeon is good friends with Yeri from Red Velvet, etc., etc., etc. Why create fan wars? Like, why dare to pit one over the other? Why is it always a competition? I mean, to be fair, a lot of it has to do with K-pop as a phenomenon itself. I mean, all the music shows, it's all about competition, it's all about sales numbers, records, digital sales, etc., etc. It's just silly. Everything is now a competition. Like, Twice is better because Twice has physical sales. Someone will say Blackpink is better. Blackpink has views because Blackpink has YouTube records, etc. It's just never ending. You can always use a certain point to substantiate your own, to say Twice is better or Blackpink is better, but why can't we just all acknowledge that they are both successful and be happy for them and support them? It's so easy, right? I mean, they are both successful in their own right. Like, they are not. It's not a competition. Not everything has to be a competition. It's just silly to me when the idols themselves are friends. So my take for all this drama, I mean, I'm seeing a lot of comments talking about how some of you have just kind of left Stand Twitter for a while, and some of you have rejoined this year. Take a break if you need to. There's a lot of drama. I'll tell you that. If I were to recall, I've had very unpleasant moments in Twitter this year. I can even tell you when they were. The first one was probably during Twice's More and More comeback the night before, when everyone was just going crazy because first there was the Black Lives Matter thing. People were saying, don't put hashtags on Twice because that shows you don't care, you're not being sensitive about the situation. And then after there was that cultural appropriation thing that, people are just sending mass emails to JYP without even finding out what happened. And it was just really, really toxic. Like, that night was obviously the night where we all get hyped, we got all super excited for Twice, and I was just devastated. I'll tell you, I was very angry because I just felt people are not being responsible. People are just jumping to conclusions. People are just sending mass emails without knowing what's going on. And, Twice were being attacked left, right, center that very night, and everyone's wrong. And the worst part is that, I'll tell you, Liok, so you said, yeah, they were all wrong in the end. So the day after, I actually posted a tweet, and that to this date is my most liked tweet. I think it garnered about almost 6K likes. And I said, all those who, jump to conclusions and, incited panic within fandom, all of us, I think there were a lot of us who were panicking as well. We didn't know what was going on. And I said all of you who jumped to conclusions, who just pointed out and just without any basis or evidence, you just had a stupid grainy photo. You sent emails to mass email JYP and harass him, and you created panic within the fandom. All of you should apologize because you didn't do what was responsible, especially the big accounts. And I had a lot of big accounts, I think easily 20K followers, 30K followers, and they were not being accountable for their words. And I just said, look, you're on Twitter, you can't just say whatever you want and just get away with it. And by the way, I got a lot of flack for that. So I lost a lot of followers. After that, people were telling me that I didn't know what I was talking about, saying things about Black Lives Matter. People said they didn't have to apologize because, they did what was best. So I'll tell you, the most common argument I got was, we did what was best because we thought we had to protect Twice. We had to send in the email, even though we had nothing to work on. We were just doing what was best for Twice. And I'm like, what do you even know about what's best for Twice? Are you JYP? Are you JYP Entertainment? and you just send MS emails without any knowledge, without any information, any further information, and you just inside, we thought, right? We thought, and they just said we don't have to apologize because we did what was best. And I'm just like, okay, whatever. I don't need your apology. That's fine. You don't agree with me. That's okay. But I just felt that, it was very unfair to the rest of the fandom who were panicking, who were supposed to be really hyped about the comeback, and they weren't hyped at all. In fact, the next day, I'll tell you, I was not in the mood, man. The MV dropped. I watched it. I was happy. I hyped it. I did a reaction video, but it just wasn't the same. It was not like, feel special when it came back. I was just really enjoying it, but this was so different. Like I just felt like something was lost in the fandom that day. I was not happy at all. So that was probably one of my most unhappy times in Twitter recently. And then there was another time, I'm not sure you remember this one. You all watched Time to Twice, right? Time to Twice. I'm not talking about the healing camping. I'm talking about the earlier one. This is the Norebang, the one where they're singing in the karaoke and they're all going crazy, right? So there was one particular tweet that I tweeted about Jonghyun. So remember, there's one very funny scene where Jonghyun was she was singing Twice's she was singing ITZY's IC, and there's one part I think she just barged in when someone else was singing, and she sang the I see but I'm on fire, but instead of fire, if you saw, as an international fan, I watched the subs, right? So the subs showed I see but I'm on flyer. So to me that was really funny because she totally messed up that lyric, and of course her turn was lost. She had to pass the mic to someone else, and that was a really funny moment. So I posted that clip, and I said that's really funny. Like Jonghyun, I see but I'm on flyer. I thought it was really funny, and Jonghyun solo stands attacked me. They said, "Look, why are you attacking her pronunciation?" And I'm like, "No, I'm just thinking it's a funny moment. It was a game, right?" And based on the English, the captions that came out, she really did sing "I see, but I'm a flyer," and that's what we heard as well. And it's just funny because in the context of the game, she looked like she was going to win, but she totally messed it up. It was something else, and I just thought she messed up the whole lyric. There's nothing about her pronunciation and all that, but. The Jonghyun solo stands came fast and furious. They were attacking me. They're saying, "Why are you doing this? Why are you attacking Jonghyun?" And calling me for me to be cancelled. And that was pretty unhappy also because I was like, that's not what I was trying to do. Like, that was never my intention. And I believe my tweets speak for themselves. Like, I've never made fun of Jonghyun's pronunciation ever. I just thought it was funny in the context of the game. She messed up the song lyric. That was all. But even so, some huge accounts, and these were accounts that I think at least 20k followers attacking me, and of course there are followers that are attacking me as well, telling me to be cancelled, etc., etc. And then of course the recent one that we talked about is the salt incident, and lots of accounts, saying that I'm a man, so I shouldn't be allowed to stand twice. Men like me are a hindrance to the fandom, etc., etc. I'm never troubled by these, so you don't have to worry about me. I'm not in any way offended. I've never agreed with cancel culture. I do not agree with all these, generalizing statements like, men out, men once out, etc. So I don't really care. Like, I always say what I need to say on Twitter. I hope that I come across as reasonable, sensible, and balanced. I do not want to start things without knowing enough information. I'll only talk about it if I've thought enough about it, or I've looked at all the information that I have, like from all sides. Yeah. And once Uncle Jack Fan, I'm sure he has received a whole lot of backlash for no good reason, a lot of hate, unwarranted, I feel. So it's just sad. Like, people will always find something to attack. Even the latest one, I'm sure you have read Misayon's note that she said, why is once, DMing me all the time, expecting me to be a spokesperson for Twice when I'm just a fan, right? So even someone like Misayon is getting harassed like by once when she's doing so much, and this is voluntarily on her own time, on her own effort, translating, giving us content, and she's still being attacked, for saying too much about something, or for not saying something about something, or not talking about a certain member. She's a human. She's a fellow fan like all of us. Can we stop elevating all these fans to like some other level. Which is why I always tell you, like, so for all of you who are here, hear it from me. It doesn't matter how big my account grows. I don't care whether I have 4,000 followers. I don't care whether I have 4 or 40 or 4,000 or 40,000. It doesn't matter. Because I'm a fan like all of you. I'm a Stan Twitter account. I'm just a human like all of you. I'm just doing this for fun. Like, I'm translating. I do Japanese translations for fun. That's really all I do. I mean, I post content. I update about twice because I love them. That's it. But never ever put me on a pedestal. Never just because I'm a doctor, just because I have 4,000 subs, 4,000 followers, etc. That means I'm better. That means I'm bigger. That means something. No, I'm just a fan like all of you. Same thing. You don't elevate like accounts like Misayon. Don't elevate accounts like Jack Fan to some kind of celebrity. They're not. They're just fellow Stan accounts. Of course, they put in a lot more effort based on their time to give us content to give back to the fandom, but don't put them on some kind of pedestal. Like, they don't need it, and they've never asked for it either. Give every one of us space. I don't care, how many followers you have on your Twitter account. If you want to talk to me, I'm always open. I'm always going to try to reply you. Of course, sometimes I'm busy, so I can't reply DMs or your comments. But as far as possible, I will reply you, because I believe that no matter what age you are, no matter what you do in life, I have a lot to learn. And I have a lot to learn from you guys. Maybe you all will be able to learn something from me, from what I do, etc. But I'm here to learn from all of you. And I don't want, a case, of course, if you notice anything like that happening, like, for example, I've grown too big for my own good and I become egotistical, I don't talk to you, I act as if I'm some kind of big deal. If there's anything like that you see happening, please call me out on it. I want to be held accountable, okay? So you can DM me anytime. My DMs are always open. You can comment. You can talk about anything at all. Like, so I really hope to interact with all of you. I'm so sorry, Kuya. I mean, I missed your message on DM. I do get quite a few, so I'm so sorry. Like, please, I try to get up to speed with my DMs and also my messages, but I hope that there shouldn't ever be distance between us. That's what I always feel. Doesn't matter how many followers you have. Doesn't matter how many subs you have. My Twitter is stuck on twice. So this capital S, stuck on. I'll just type it down then. Stuck on twice 247. Yeah, that's my Twitter handle. I think you can guess where it's from. So this is from, of course, one of my favorite B-sides, Stuck, from the What Is Love and the Summer Nights album. I don't know, I think Stuck is just one of those very special B-sides. Like, you hear it and it's like, wow. It's one of those songs that has everything. It has a bit of everything. I love Jiho's part in it. I love all their parts in it. Mina's part, Nayon's part, all of them. It's just a great song. And it means even more to me because Twice Lights in Singapore, they ended with Stuck. So it's always a very sentimental song for me. And of course, Stuck on Twice, and 24/7 is of course from their song 24/7 in Twice-tagram. But more importantly, it's also a lyric from Stuck itself. Gio's last line in the chorus, 24/7, I want to be with you, stuck on you, stuck on you. So Stuck on Twice, 247. That's my Twitter handle, and that's how it came about. Patricia is asking favorite song from the latest album. Okay, haha. It's not More and More. I'm so sorry. If you are More and More lover, I apologize. But my favorite song from More and More album is without a doubt Firework. It's great. I love the Latino vibes. The guitar work is amazing. And because Jeongyeon gets to anchor the chorus, and I think Jeongyeon did perfect. Like, she was amazing in that song. It just gets you in the groove. You just want to dance. Like, so Firework is my favorite song from More and More album. Close second would probably be Sweet Summer Day. I like that a lot too. Very nice to cruise on the highway. It's a great song. So yeah, I love Firework and Sweet Summer Day. I like Oxygen too. I guess the one that no one really likes is Don't Call Me Again. I don't know why no one likes it. Like, it's just, to me, it's just very boring. It's just very repetitive. Like, They tried to do this kind of ghetto kind of sound to it, but I don't think it worked. So I thought it would be something that I would like, but it probably ends up being one of the weaker songs in the album itself. But good try, good try. I mean, Shadow was good too. Oxygen is really good. Of course, more and more the title track. Whether you like the Korean one or the English one, I think both are pretty good as well. So yeah, I do like Fireworks Choreo, the one we saw in World in a Day, and it was really eye opening. I thought I really liked it. Really glad that we got to see that. They really did put hard work into it. They planned it. They showed it to us. I just thought, I don't know, how many of you thought World on the Day was too short? Because I thought it was very short, like 1 hour and 15 minutes. That is nowhere near the length of a real concert. Like, Kuya agrees. Yeah, it was very short. I was shocked that they suddenly moved to the, that V Live segment, that special live. I was like, what? Like, so soon? Like, that's it? Like, I felt like they had more to give, but maybe it's the constraints of, the network and, the connection. I don't know. But I just thought, I wish it was longer, but I'm sure they worked really, really hard for it. And I really appreciate it anyway. So, yeah, that's War on the Day, yeah. Since we're on War on the Day, okay, give me a moment. I'm just going to get a drink because my throat's getting a little bit itchy. I'm kind of breaking my voice a little bit. So let me get a drink. It's not soju. It's just going to be water. I'll be back. Give me about a minute. I'll come back here. Give me a moment. Okay, I'm back. Wow. Okay, it's 1 a.m. here in Singapore. I have no idea what time it is in your places. Teiko, I think, said it was like maybe 2 hours behind. I know it's getting late. I'm so sorry. I will probably end this soon, so that some of you can work and some of you can go to sleep. Yeah. So yeah, in Philippines it's the same time. We have no time difference because we're both in Southeast Asia. Where are you based, Teiko? Teiko, you're in Bangladesh? Where are you from, Teiko? I think, let me just read some comments. Yeah, the fan interactions, very short as well. Yeah, 1 a day again. So I think that there are 3 special guests, special ones who were chosen for the Q&A. Yeah, that was pretty nice. I obviously didn't win anything, so my luck with all these winning highest touch and all that is just really bad anyway. So I hope my chance comes, but yeah, I'm not too worried about that. Yeah, so that was really short concert, and okay, I mean, since we're talking about World of the Day, right? I'm just going to quickly talk about. I'm not sure if you don't know why K1s was not so happy about it, because if you know about previous concerts, so the V Live concert was hosted by Beyond Live, was actually under SM. So previously, I think for other concerts, like other groups that did it, like NCT 27, they actually had individual as well as the group fan cam. So you remember the day of the concert, it's just pretty much just one fan cam and it just rotates around, goes around and looks at the different members. But by right, you're supposed to get a solo fan cam as well as a group fan cam. So that's the reason why if you look at the V Live terms and conditions, right, when you pay for your ticket, you're supposed to be able to look at it on 2 devices. And that's what the 2 devices are for. So one solo fan cam for a member that you like, for instance, like your bias, and another fan cam for, a group kind of thing. And they were charging the same price for essentially a service that is non-existent. So you because on a day we only have one fan cam, you actually don't need 2 devices. So it's a case of, consumers not getting what they want, and you're pricing it at a price that is equivalent to the service that you expect, but you don't get it. You only get a main fan cam. So that was the reason why they were not too happy. And of course, I guess when the concert ended, and everyone realized how short it was. And you think back, one ticket was about 30 USD, if I'm not remember correctly. It's not cheap, for 1 hour, pretty much a 1 hour to 1 hour 10-minute concert. That is steep. So, I mean, again, better treatment for Twice. I think they could have, dealt with that part a little bit better. Maybe put out the disclaimer earlier, etc. It's 27 USD, yeah. So it's not altogether cheap, but of course, compared to a live concert, it's a lot cheaper. So last year for Twice Lights in Singapore, I paid for the VIP. That was about 268 Singapore dollars. I'm not sure how much that is in USD, but yeah, that was pretty steep. Yeah. So the good news is that I guess with this concert, more ones were able to see it, but it was so short, and I guess a lot of ones were left, wanting more. So it's a fine balance, I guess. So yeah, word and day. Yeah, that's all I'm saying about it. But I love their outfits. They had some very interesting moments. I thought that mirror effect thing was really cool for, I think, Yes or Yes. Yeah, that was one of my favorite moments for that. Yeah, so Chester, yeah, you paid $300. Do you win high touch? Because I didn't. So that was pretty sad. And I was in Pen C. So Pen C, I was pretty far back, so that sucked big time. I couldn't really see them too much, and they couldn't really see me either. So I wish I was in Pen A or B. Like, it could have been closer, but I guess I bought the tickets, and I was still happy to go because it was still my first concert. So not bad. Yeah, in Manila, wow, 12,500 pesos. Oh, you're in Cat A. But which pen? I was in Pen C. So Pen C, I was around number 5,500, I think. So very far back. I couldn't really see very much. But I still got a pretty decent view, so that was not too bad. Yeah, so... Oh! Wait, Liok 956. You are Singaporean as well? I guess maybe Malaysian or Singaporean? Oh, Singaporean as well. Hello. Yes, looks like Chester as well. Are you Singaporean or Malaysian? And Joshua, are you Singaporean or Malaysian? I have no idea. I have no idea what's that emoticon though. It's a monkey, is it? Yeah, it's a monkey. Right. Why are you spamming the monkey? Oh, Joshua is just a spammer, is that? How do I block someone? Can I mute him? Let's remove him then. Oh, I can't remove him actually. Let me just hide him, I guess. Okay, I've hidden him. So hopefully it doesn't pop up on the feed anymore. I'm not sure what's happening. Yeah, some strange spammer over there, Joshua Tay. Oh well. Yeah, I'll probably block and report later on. But yeah, let's continue. Let's not be disturbed by him. I guess this is how, maybe it's a little bit of how people like Sana and Tsui feel, when people spam the comments with rubbish, So yeah, it's irritating, but I guess they've learned to look past that and they still can enjoy the time. And so I'm just gonna enjoy my time with you guys. So you're in Pen A. Pen A. That's the side, right? The side very close to the stage. Wasted. I should have just gone Pen A, but I was in Pen C. So yeah, people are being really funny. They're like, "Oh, you're in Pen C." Ooh. Sorry, not funny, but yeah. Yeah, they made a joke about fancy and pansy. But yeah. Okay, I think... Wait, there was a comment asking me to read Japanese, was it? I think... I can't remember who it was, though. Let me just scroll back a little bit before we got spammed by the monkey messages. I think it was Once Yex. 日本語で喋ってる？はい、T と申します。よろしくお願いします。最近、サナちゃんは、いつも V ライブ出てくるね。すごいね。でも、日本語は、とっても早いですね。多分、 日本人メンバーの中で、ももちゃんの日本語が一番わかりやすいと思いますね。はい。以上でございます。Yeah, so this is me talking a little bit about Japanese. And in case you're wondering what I said Sana's been coming on V Live a lot. Her Japanese is really fast, so I have difficulties translating for her, to be honest. But I find when Momo does V Lives, she speaks Japanese a little bit slower. So out of the members, I find Momo probably easiest to translate. Sana sometimes goes like a bullet train, and she has Kansai Ben, so the Wakara hen, like the hen that she uses for Osaka Ben, like yeah, she uses that a lot, so that makes it a little bit tricky. So yeah, I learned Japanese by myself in a language school for about 4.5 years to 5 years because I love Japanese stuff. That was before I knew twice lah. So I went to learn and I got my N2 certification. So these days I do a bit of translation just to practice myself, but I don't really get much time to practice because I obviously don't have Japanese patience, so I can't really practice my Nihongo, but where I can, I try to speak a little bit and I translate on Twitter. So that's what I do. Yeah. Jordan asked, did I get emotional while watching Seize the Light? Yeah. Many moments. Please unhide me. Austin Smith. I only unhid Joshua Tay. I don't think I've hidden anyone else. Yeah, so not sure about that, but yeah, Twice Life was very emotional. A lot of parts. I think probably the part that was toughest to watch was Mina. I think what I remember was when she said, like, when she was dealing with her anxiety issues, and she said, I worried that the world would disappear, and they would not think about me anymore, and I wonder how Twice would go on without me. And it's a very scary thing, to suddenly think like you disappear and you will not matter anymore to Twice. And I think when Mina said that, that really hit me very hard. And I think, of course, the other moments were when Jeongyeon talked about her grandma and how she's no longer around, and she's always wanted to show her, when she succeeded, to show her grandma, and so that she'll be proud of her. And I'm sure Jeongyeon's grandma is proud of her wherever she may be now. But that part hit hard, like, because how much they sacrificed to be where they are today, and all they want is for their families and their loved ones to be proud of them. So when Jeongyeon cried and when Sana cried as well, that was that was emotional. I mean, I did tear up a few times for Seize the Light. So that was that was a very emotional series. But I'm glad I watched it with so a few fellow ones. We watched it over Discord. So yeah. Oh, Patricia, sorry, we talked about mistreatment already. Actually, that was the first thing we talked about in the first hour or so. So when this goes online, when it eventually gets uploaded to my channel, do listen. We talked a bit about some of the areas we think Division 3 can improve. So yeah, I mean, in short, we talked about better promotions for Twice's comebacks and MVs, better outfits. We talked about protecting the members' health. We also talked about protecting them against malicious haters, stalkers, Seisang fans, etc. Yeah, so we talked about these things just now. So yeah, do tune in to the video once it's up on YouTube. Why are my eyes so small? I'm sorry, I'm Asian, I guess. Strange comment there, but yeah, I mean, and I'm also a bit sleepy, so yeah, that's my eyes. I mean, like, I think that my eyes are a little bit bigger than usual already. But yeah, Alex, I've been a one since August 2018, so that'll be 2 years since What Is Love era. My first real comeback was, let me think, yes, I guess. Yeah, because I didn't really follow, I don't know, I followed What Is Love, but I think I heard it only sometime after that comeback and after Summer Nights. So my first real comeback as a once was Yes or Yes. Yeah, so 2 years. Patricia's asking how was Twice Light's concert. Amazing. Yeah, so Twice Lights, I mean, okay, I'm not ashamed to admit this, but I cried a lot at the concert. Like, it was just crazy. Like, finally seeing Twice live is just, I mean, I hope every one of you here gets a chance to experience that one day for yourself, because it's life changing. It's a memory that I'll take with me to the grave. Oh, hi Gareth. Hi fellow SG ones. Oh no, you've got finals tomorrow. Okay, then you should be sleeping. It's midnight, right? Over in Vietnam. So, jajayo. Please have a good rest. Good night, and rest well. All the best for your finals. I hope you do well, and I'm sure you put in a lot of effort studying. 加油. That's what Zui always says. In Chinese, that means all the best. Fighting. Yeah, so back to Twice Lights in Singapore. Yeah, so cried like a river. Yeah, I mean, but no shame to admit it. I cried. I remember when it first appeared, I was really emotional. Then when they played Cheer Up, so of all things, when they were doing Cheer Up, I cried as well. I don't know why, because I think I was just thinking about how they've just come so far from Cheer Up, and Cheer Up was their defining era. Yeah, so Cheer Up, and I cried there. Then I cried when they did What Is Love, because What Is Love was that song that made me a once. I cried when they did when they did Stuck at the end. I cried when the members all started doing their individual speeches and they're crying because they're talking about Mina. When Nayeon said Twice will always be 9. I think when she said that, I think everyone was crying. There was not a single one once in the room that was in the stadium that was not crying. Everyone was crying. It was just really, really emotional. So, cried a lot, sang a lot. My voice at the end of it was gone. Like, I just screamed so much, cried so much. The next day I had no voice. So at my work, I sounded like a frog. So it was well worth it, because like I said, it's an experience that I'll take to the grave. Yeah, it's an experience I'll treasure all the rest of my life. Yeah. Yeah, let's get more album sales next comeback. Yes, I agree, Jeremy. This is the full album, so I'm gonna have to save up for it. Yeah, so yeah, Patricia, I think yes, but Manila was one of the stops where I think Mina was really showing signs that she was getting a bit overwhelmed. So that was tough to see. And I think Manila was also where Jeongyeon was wearing her eye patch, right? For that. So yeah, it was very, very special. That, I mean, you got to see them as OT9. Austin, I'm not sure if you're a troll, but no, not all doctors are loaded. Most of us earn a pretty modest income. Yeah. So yeah. You did want to see the toys behind me, is it? Well, I mean, I'll just move the screen a little bit. So those are, of course, my wife's toys. It's not mine. If you know what Tsum Tsums are, they are those Disney little things that, I can bring one to show you. Yeah, so this is like a Pooh Bear. Like, this is one of my wife's. It's like a little plushie of sorts. So this used to be on my car, but if that's Pooh. Yeah, correct. That's the it's a special edition. It's a Sakura version. I think she got it in Japan. I think in Hokkaido. Yeah, those are the toys at the back. I think Teiko wanted to see my merch. I'm gonna have a bit of difficulty moving this to my merch table, because I'm on my laptop. But I'm gonna see if it's possible to bring them somewhere nearer. Let's see. I have a little merch corner, so I will see if I can show it to you. I don't think my extension is long enough. Crap. Okay, you can come to here. Yeah. So yeah, you can see my shelf. That's my Twice corner. So that's my Twice shelf. My Labradis. That's actually a Jihyo picket. I'll take that and show you later. My Kenny Bong, my photo cards, and my albums. Yeah. So I guess my only achievement in terms of collecting Twice merch is I own every single Twice Korean album, but of course only one of each. I don't get Oh yeah, Gareth. I still turn it backwards because my wife is around, and if I don't turn it around, my wife might get jealous. Yeah. I'll just get rubbery. So rubbery and Gio. So yeah, when my wife's at home, this is turned around. So it's like that. So my wife doesn't see it, and she doesn't get jealous. Ha. But when she's not at home, then I show this. And this is Gio from Twice Shop. No, no, not at all. Don't worry about it, Teiko. This is Laburi. This is the Japan edition. So from Once Japan, it actually is wearing a shirt that says, if you can see, it says 1 in a million. And I actually have a shirt that says that exact same thing. So 1 in a million. This is Laburi and Chihyo. So that's some of my merch. I don't think I'll show you my photo cards. It'll just take too long, and we have to end this soon because it's late. But yeah, I'm being very considerate. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to sleep on the couch every night, like if my wife gets angry or jealous. So laburi, I have 3 laburis. They are very rare, but let me bring the other 2. So laburis are pretty hard to get. I mean, of course now they have new merch that shows the individual member laburis, but the ones I have are the original Once Japan ones. So these are official merch. So this is my newer one. This is one of my first ones. This is the Christmas Santa edition. It's a little chain of sorts. So this is the original one that appeared in BDZ, like a bulldozer, like a tank, like a soldier. And this is the original one that's not wearing anything. Haha. This is the naked Labri. So naked Labri has appeared and has come to my concerts before. So this Labri attended Twice Like with me. So I brought it along. It's quite cool. I was actually expecting more people to bring in Labris there, but I think I was probably the only one. Like I don't think anyone else brought a Labri. So where did I buy it? Okay, so here's the thing. I used to have a supplier and a friend who lived in Japan. So she was able to get me Once Japan merch. But as far as I know, these are very hard to find now. Like you might be able to find them on Amazon or I'm not sure if Yes24 or with Drama stock them, but this is from Japan, and so is this one. Yeah, so they're both from Japan, and so actually so is this one. So yeah, so they're all from Japan, and they're all bought from my friend who was a supplier. So these are the Laburis. My wife doesn't like them. My wife calls them ugly Teletubbies. I don't know why, because I think they're really cute. So yeah, so this one's my favorite one. Yeah, I love this one because it's wearing a shirt, and I have that shirt as well, so I can twin with him. And I will bring this one to Twice Lights if it ever happens, and if I ever go to Seoul for Halloween fan meet, I want to bring this one. So yeah, that's Labris, and you saw some of my merch. This is not a flexing session, so of course there are a lot more collectors who have a lot more things, a lot more merch to show off, but I'm happy in my little corner. I'm trying to spend less also because it is a pandemic, and this year alone, I mean, I'm thankful because I've actually met a group of ones on Twitter, and we're part of this group called Twice Giveaway. So it's been really cool. I mean, very generous ones. I think we sponsored over 50, actually maybe even more, around 60 tickets to Twice World in a Day. So that was really awesome. Like, I think I just posted something about getting tickets for ones who may have difficulties affording the concert, and I think we have a group of 20 of us. Like they all sponsored tickets, and we sponsored about almost 50 people and for the concert. And this year alone, I think I've given out a lot of merch. So if you have been part of my giveaways or you've seen the giveaways that I've done before, this year was probably the biggest, like in terms of the amount of merch that I've given away. So I've given away 6 more and more albums, posters. I've given off Twice World in a Day. Not World in a Day, sorry, the Twice Lights in Seoul DVDs. I've given that away as well. And the Blu-ray set. I gave away a candy bong. So I do giveaways a lot. It's not that I don't want to, but they do cost money, and I mean, I'm not rich. I mean, just off the record, like I'm for the record, I'm not like rolling in cash. Like it's not like I've money to spend on infinite merch. Like so, the merch I think this year alone has cost me at least, if I were to count, let's say an album is about 12 USD, right? So if I were to count that, including the Blu-ray sets and everything, probably I spent at least $500, I think. And this is excluding shipping, which also is another cost. So, I mean, I get it. Everyone wants merch, and it's something everyone wishes for. But I hope you understand that those who are organizing giveaways, we're not exactly super rich, or we can afford to give everyone merch. So, not 500 USD, 500 SGD probably. That's probably about, I don't know, 300 over USD or 400 over USD. Yeah, and that's all in giveaways, by the way. Yeah, so which is why for this year I don't think I'm doing any more giveaways. If anything, I'm probably doing it in conjunction with twice giveaway. Oh yeah, I'm definitely slowing down. So don't worry about it. I mean, of course, I save for it. So yeah, my wife knows I do giveaways. She knows that I go to the post office to mail stuff to people. So she's aware, and of course, she's told me to cut down on my merch as well. So I'm also slowing down. So this year, I probably won't do any more giveaways. Maybe at most some donations to the twice giveaway group. So if you want to follow this group, I'm going to type it in the chat now. There's there's a little plug. So this twice underscore giveaway. There are a group of us that run this, and we basically want to give back to the community lah. We believe that the fandom, we just want everyone to enjoy twice stuff, and have some merch, official merch, by the way. Generally we give official stuff. So and we just want to spread some cheer. It's a tough year for all of us with the coronavirus affecting all of us. So we want to just spread some love around. So I hope it's appreciated, and yeah, just know that we're not super rich people. We just want to do this as a way to give back to the community. So that's all. Yeah, that's all I'm saying. Yeah. So okay. I mean, wow. I didn't expect to spend 2.5 hours here. It's awfully late. Like I don't know. How does it feel when you do, like, when you go for V lives with Sana? Like it feels like this, right? Like when she does her late night V lives, and it goes on and on and on and on and on and on and on. Like I think there was one where I was like at 3 a.m. and she's still awake, and I was just dying because it just went on and on for, I think, more than 3 hours. So I'm sorry it's been awfully late. But I did promise to do a few songs for you. So I'm just gonna end with two songs. One is just a slight segment of Ben and Ben's Leaves, and the other one is What is Love, the acoustic version. So I'll try to sing it. I mean, I've never actually done a live version like this before, so I hope you enjoy it, and we'll get you a good night's sleep after this. Yeah, so we'll end after the two songs, Ben and Ben Leaves, and I actually need the lyrics for Ben and Ben. So give me a moment. I'm just gonna dig it up from Google. Ben and Leaves lyrics. Okay. I really have no idea who you are, Austin. Like, I really have no idea. Like, do I know you? Like, your name doesn't really ring a bell. Like, Austin Smith. When is the fifth Annie Cafe? Gareth. Let me know. I definitely will go. If there is a fifth anniversary cafe, I definitely will make time for it. I heard there's a special Tsui cafe as well, like on September 6th or something like that. Is it? I don't know. I'll ask in the group as well. Yeah, but when is the anniversary one? Can text me the date. Thanks. Oh, right. So you're just dropping by then. Yeah, so okay, let me just grab my guitar. Let me adjust my mic a little bit so that you can hear me. Ooh. Okay, can you hear the guitar? I mean, just let me know in the comments. My voice is a little hoarse from all that talking, but hopefully I can. I wouldn't mess it up. So I'll sing a little bit. I can't really remember how it fully goes, but this is Leaves by Ben and Ben. So I can think of all the times you told me not to touch the light. Never thought you'd be the one. Couldn't really justify how you even thought it could be right. 'Cause everything you cherished is gone. And in the end, can you tell me it was worth the try? So I can decide. Leaves will soon grow from the barrenness of trees. And all will be alright in time. When waves overgrow come the calmest of seas. And all will be alright in time. Oh, you never really loved someone until learn to forgive. Learn to forgive. Learn to forgive. I'm sorry, I messed up a chord somewhere. And I was dying at the high notes. Yes, I'm sorry, my voice is kind of going. Yeah, that was Ben and Ben Leaves. Okay, so I did promise Ben and Ben, and I had a voice crack there. Oh my goodness. Okay, the other one I was gonna do is, of course, my favorite Twice song. So this is What Is Love. But before I do What Is Love, we'll do What Is Love at the end. So that'll be our last song for tonight. And you all can go and have a good night's sleep because it's almost 2 a.m. I'm so sorry. What do I want to do? No, my wife is not at home, Austin. If you were tuning in earlier, you would know she's actually on night shift in the hospital. So I'm alone. And of course, my windows are closed and my doors are closed, so no one's going to get disturbed. You want to see my guitar grip, Lucas? Is that? Okay. Okay. Okay, so I guess you want to see my face for the singing. Okay, I'm going to do... I'm sure you know this one. It's a Twice song. I've never really done it before as well. This is live, so I'm just going to go to the top of my head. 언제가 더 내 나는 tonight 어제가 더 다른 감이고만 갖고 깬다고 지렸나 오늘은 나는 내가 주는 지만 주는 거는 흐는 어디에 Everything's alright telling nobody telling somebody 나는 내내 You make me feel special 서연이 날 주저쳐도 들면 날 듣는 듯이라도 네의 손은 느시였어 That's what you do Can I feel special 널 또 내 존재한다가도 살아도 내 사랑한다가도 내 부르는 네 목소리에 I feel love I feel so special I feel so special I feel so special Yeah, that was Feel Special, one of my favorites. Someone wanted to know the chords for Leaves, but so the original chords for Leaves, you know, is a capo version. Like, if I'm not wrong, it was actually capo 1, if I'm not wrong. Wait, no, it could be capo 2, wait. Yeah, I think this was the original key for Ben and Ben's Leaves. So the original was, of course, it's too high for me, so I wouldn't sing it. Okay, sorry. So let's do it again. So that was the original key, but of course it's too high, so I actually downed it to the key of D. I never thought, and this is a D major 7, G. So it's a basic D progression. And all will be alright in time. A sus, so this is with the hammer on. All will be alright in time. Learn to forgive. Yeah, so that's Ben and Ben. Very beautiful song. Any song requests? I guess I can take a few, but it's 1:38, so I shouldn't. Yeah, Ben and Ben's is actually a pretty basic E chord progression, but of course it's playing at the higher fret, so it's actually playing like if you go to the original key, like when you're playing it. So it's actually B and A, but he plays it. So it's a very nice sound to it because it's these are open chords, so your last string is ringing out nicely. Yeah, so that's that. Okay, good night, Gareth. Have a good rest. I'll see you at Tsui Cafe. Good night, Ligaya. Thanks for joining us, and hope to see you next time. Someone asked for Jordan asked for Chi Hua Tai. Oh my goodness, I have to find lyrics. I cannot remember. The Chinese very cheap one. Chi Hua Tai. I think I sang a little bit of it in my Twitter the other day. Good night, everyone who's leaving. Have a good night's rest. Thanks for joining me and keeping me company tonight. So, almost feels like I'm a little bit like a DJ. One of my other dreams apart from being a doctor. So, okay, I'll do a bit of Ji Hua Tai. So this is, in case you're wondering, this is the song that Tsui played on her Guzheng. This is a song by Zhou Jielun. It's a very beautiful song. I'll just sing a segment of it. So if you want to know the chords, I'll again put this down, but I have to see the lyrics so you can see a little bit of my face. Okay, it's in Fanti. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's go. So, 菊花台，你的泪光，柔弱中带伤，惨白的月弯弯，勾住过往，夜太漫长，凝结成了霜。是谁在阁楼上冰冷的绝望？雨轻轻弹朱红色的窗，我一生在纸上被风吹烂，梦在远方化成雨理想，随风飘散你的模样。菊花残满地香，你的笑容已泛黄，花落人断肠，我心事静静躺，北风蓝夜微扬，你的影子剪不断，徒留我孤单在湖边成双。I'll just do a bit of Ji Hua Tai. That's one of my favorites. Good night, Teiko. We'll see you around. Okay, I think most people are leaving now. I'm just going to end with what I promised. So this is What Is Love acoustic version. So this will be our last song for tonight. Thanks for spending some of you spent nearly 2.5 hours, like more than that, with me. I'm very, very thankful. Thanks so much for tuning in. I hope you had a fun night, and I'm so glad to hear from all of you about your opinions about Twice and how much you love them, and it's been great interacting with all of you. So this will be the last song for tonight. This is What Is Love. So again, if anyone wants to see the chords, I'll play it in G. So 지하고 속에서 내 속에서 내 자리 속에서 사랑을 켜 사랑을 배워 내 있잖아 수zas습니까 그는 가랴 사랑임에 부풀어올라 궁금해서 미치고만 같아 어쩌던게도 이런 일은 실제로 일어날까 그게 언제쯤일까 사람일까 I wanna know 승자로 믿고 만나는데 I wanna know 하루는 나는 너 같다는데 I wanna know what is love 사랑이 어떤 느낌인지 I wanna know 하조이는 또 있다는데 사랑이라는 같다는데 I wanna know 어쨌든 나에게로 사랑이 이루어지는 선선한 우려라 하얀 바다 가슴이 떠질 것 같은데 이주운데 사랑이 올 때 나를 넘어릴지도 몰라 너의 눈에 미치도만 같아 언제나 믿게도 이런 일은 실제로 일어날까 그게 언제쯤일까 사람일까 슬픈처럼 믿고 봤다는데 하루에 난 너 같다는데 I wanna know what is love 사랑이 어떤 느낌인지 I wanna know 하조이 또 있다는데 서사이라는 같다는데 I wanna know what is love 지금 나에게로 사랑 지금 사사오내고 사사고 있는지 보다 진짜 나 만나겠다는지 언제 어떻게 우리의 인연인지 나들란지 무너지만 느낌이 어쩐지 지나쳐서 좋다 왠지 요 아직처럼 오다 또 못지 사랑이 또 있니 겨울 때는 마치 사랑 다른 바다는 며칠이가 됐지 어디 있을까 찾아내 거야 어디 있을까 묻고 싶어지겠어 너 이제는 슬슬 그만 같아 설탕처럼 알고 있다는데 하늘이 나는 것 같다는데 I wanna know 사랑이 어떤 느낌인지 I wanna know how 조이도 있다는데 서사이라는 같다는데 I wanna know what is love 지금 나에게로 사랑이 올까 And that was What is Love. And that is our last song for tonight. It was a great time talking to all of you, and I really thank you for it. Almost 2 a.m. Yes, but I hope your mind is calm. I would normally do Jajayo Good Night, but I can't really do that one. Yeah, so thanks for hanging around, for talking to me, and for all the comments that you're left behind. I hope you have a good night's rest, and I hope it's been a restful time for you. Sleep well, rest well, and have a great day ahead tomorrow. So, jajayo. Good night. Annyeong.